Out the treatment she's getting from high-value men because
bipolar depression is a dark loneliness. This is art inspired by real stories of people living with bipolar depression.
Is a hopeless struggle.
Lows of bipolar depression can disrupt your life and be hard to manage.
like women who are not really, she can be girly, but does that woman come across as feminine or masculine? The men that she wants in her tax bracket don't want women like this. Black men are not, or no different than any other group of men. You heard a white woman saying, high value men ghost me, aren't serious, aren't consistent. And then they would rather have a girl who's airhead than an accomplished cultured woman. No, they just don't want a ball breaker. Let's open up the call line. Because something's going on tonight with YouTube. Man. Something happened with the notifications, the weather's going on out here. So here's the thing. My question is this. What can you learn from this Tommy Lawrence situation? What can you learn from this Tommy Lawrence situation? If you go into the halls of power with this kind of attitude, you're always going to get pushback. And one of the sad things I think that have happened with so many of our sisters, they've been useful to other people, but you've been weaponized against your own men. That doesn't mean in order to be, and here's the other thing, what do we need to just be barefoot, pregnant, and uneducated? Come on, man, knock it off. Knock it off. That one's education and accomplishments are not an excuse for her attitude. Remember that lady that called in the other day who's a lawyer? For all the attitude? You mean to tell me you can't be a pleasant person and accomplished? It comes down to what you really think of people. And if you go into her backstory, she tells you she had a horrible long-term relationship in which she's gotten therapy for. And then after that, she came out with a new Sex and the City Girls attitude. Well, has a engagement that's broken off. Go look at her story, because right now, with all the access she has, all the visibility she has, everything that so many, well, they got it easy over there, they got it easy over there. You got a thin white woman who's financially successful, popular, in the halls of power, and all these things, and she can't get a man. Why? That attitude keeps you single. All right. Why do you have to get on the camera? Because I'm not going to have a bunch of trolls all in. So, you don't have to be on YouTube, but you do need to get on the camera. Need to be able to see you. Jade, Yasmin, you're in the chat room. The pictures are up. That's fine. Which one wants to go first? Jade or Yasmin? You can flip the camera around real quick and then flip it off. But you don't have to, but you're gonna have to at least show something. All right, you don't have to be on, Jade. I see you. All right, Jade, how are you?
Hello, Kevin, or Mr. Samuel, I should say. I'm fine. How are you?
I'm well. What you got on the topic? What can Tomi Lahren teach black women?
Well, I definitely thought colorism was an issue before. I mean, I still think it's an issue, but
Okay, why do you think it?
See-
What's the issue? What did you think the issue about colorism is?
well, I think that dark skin is kind of seen more. I think that a dark skinned woman has to be a lot more feminine than a lighter skinned woman for them to be considered on the same level. And more attractive
okay,
as well.
okay, and what examples have you seen of this in your personal life?
Well, I'd say almost entirely all the relationships that I have seen, when the woman is darker.
No.
Oh,
I mean
okay.
your life, not what you've seen. Because here's the thing: women like to do this oftentimes. You like to look at things and then interpret. And inevitably, your interpretations are wrong. You don't know. So tell me about in your life where where you've had to be more feminine to get the same attention or opportunities as light skinned women.
Well, I'll say that in my work experiences and also in dating experiences.
In your dating experiences and your what?
In work experiences.
Okay. Give me an example.
I personally, well, one example. So, I worked with a Latino woman that she was fit, definitely, but she was very loud. She cursed a lot, but it was never a problem. There was an encounter that I had with an old woman that was being very aggressive towards me, and I'm gonna be honest, I didn't respond in the best way. I also responded aggressively, and and I've given a lot of negative energy that this Latino woman was never given, even though she was consistently loud.
Okay. This is a very vague story. Nothing specifically happened. Let me tell you what I just heard. I'm speeding down the highway. The speed limit is 65 or 70 miles an hour, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going 100. And a woman and somebody next to me is going 103. Cop pulls me over, gives me a ticket. Cops are unfair. Were you breaking the law?
Yep.
In your situation, were you breaking the law?
Yep, I was.
But instead of just checking yourself, you go outside of yourself to assume some stuff that you cannot prove.
No, that is true. That is true. And like I said, I did admit that I was aggressive when I should not have been, so.
Oh, let's stop right there. I just asked you to prove or validate or substantiate what you say you believe, and this the best you can give me?
Well, what I was trying to say is that I had one negative experience that I could think of, and in return I received a very negative response, which was deserved.
But it was deserved.
Yes, but I'm saying there was someone that regularly behaved outrageously.
So, ma'am, do you make room for the possibility maybe your perceptions are just off?
No, it's possible, definitely.
Because here's what I hear a lot of times from this colorism argument. I act bad because I've been treated bad. And then I see other people who act as bad as I do, but they don't get the same response. Well, tell me about when you act good. And when you act well. Are you still getting treated poorly?
Generally, no.
Show over. Show over. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. We're done. I just solved the colorism debate. When you act the way you want to get treated, you tend to get treated well.
So you're 100% right. But
No, I mean, here's the thing. You can give me a percentage, but man, but at the end of the day, more times when you talk about this colorism thing, it's an assumption, it's a feeling, and I have yet to have somebody tell me it was because of my skin color. You can assume that, but you rarely have somebody just being innocent, doing nothing. I know it's going to take some people off because they're going to be, no, that's not right. Yes, everything matters. You can have a Latina woman and a black woman. There's going to be prejudices and perception differences between both. Absolutely. No different than you can have a Latina woman and a white woman and an Asian woman. Everyone has prejudices. But to say you get treated differently solely based on that's a determining factor, I'm still waiting for that story.
Okay, so what I was going to say that I learned from Tony Lauren is that it's good to be humble. And I believe that I'm generally a pretty humble person. I can admit when I'm wrong. Like you said, like my perception about some things that may be off, but I think generally I try my best to be level-headed. I try my best to not hurt anybody. I don't want to offend anybody ever. So.
Okay.
And that's kind of one of the things that I took away from what she was talking about.
Tommy Lauren, like I said, no one. She made up a lot. What I heard, I didn't say she was wrong for wanting what she wants, but getting mad at people for what she cannot get. She's out of her looks lane. So, okay, but I'm going to put you back in the. Okay, I've already got you there. So thank you for calling in. Thank you for answering the questions, at least trying to go down the path. I appreciate it.
All right, thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Hey, Jerry. I can't see you. The room is dark. If you can't come onto the camera, you can stay right there. I'm going to go ahead and let you go. Go ahead and come into the light, Mr. Troll. Come on. Come on, Mr. Troll. Hey, he's back. Come on, Jerry. Come on, boy. Come on. Come on, boy. Come on. Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Come on, Jerry. Amy, come back to the camera real quick. Hi. Okay. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
All right.
So,
can you hear me?
Yeah. What can you learn from Tommy Lauren, if anything?
I think it's the attitude. You keep on saying we have to be mindful of her attitude, and her first video clearly showed that. She came across as very aggressive, too masculine. And her second video, even though she was making points, but she was more feminine and came across as more respectful, you know.
Let me ask you a question, Amy. Let me ask you a question. What? She said men are trash 3 times in that first video. If a man had said something along those lines, if a black man had said something along those lines, or a man period, or a black man in particular, do you think he'd have had a job the next day?
No, I don't think so. Everybody will be on his case.
Not only did she have a job, she was allowed a chance to go back and make it right.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jerry left. He had to go back to the pound. Poor Jerry. Let me go ahead and get to, who's this, Priscilla? Because I do want to answer some other questions, too, because I know this colorism thing. We're going to do a standalone colorism show, because we got to have the conversation about this. Priscilla, how are you?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm good. All right, did you see the video?
I did. Yeah.
Was that the first time seeing it?
Yeah.
It's crazy, right?
It is. It's scary, actually.
What was scary about it?
I think the amount of anger she had in the first video, it almost felt like something just happened like the night before, and she was just like letting out the anger through that rant. Yeah.
So, how do I want to ask this? That's a loaded question because yes, we've seen this kind of rant from in this community. We've seen women say that stuff about men, but there's really, well, what else would you like to put into it? Because I don't want to lead down that path. What else would you like to add about it?
I think that it was very mature of her to come back and humble herself and apologize. And I think that's the turning point because most of the times when we Black women make a mistake, we are afraid to come back and apologize and be humble because we think that the men might laugh at us or take advantage. But it's a great way to show that it's okay to acknowledge your wrong and say you're sorry and try to be better. Yeah.
Well, and see, that's what I kind of want to get to because usually when I hear a sister talk about coming back and humbling, it'll come back, well, yeah, she came back because the white men owned the economy. So she had to come back because her money was on the line. Let's just say that's true. She still had to come back. I think oftentimes the sisters use that. It's an excuse to not have to do better. Because it's saying if you own the economy, we'd act like them too. No, if you like your men, you wouldn't want to have that hanging out there about your men, calling them trash. So you said a lot of times you feel like sisters fear that men will take advantage.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I mean, there's this pride they want to hold on to. I don't beg a man. They want to hold on to some power. There is a fear to just be completely vulnerable and say, I'm sorry. Maybe the man is going to say, well, you were wrong, and he's going to like backlash at you for a minute, which you deserve. They don't want to be in that position of you were wrong. Just take it 100%. They want to hold on to some power. I did this because.
Okay.
Nothing warrants you to misbehave. I don't care how bad a man is to you. You can walk away. You don't have to do that.
Oh, here's the thing. I agree, and my gut tells me that a lot of unfortunately, so many of our in our culture, we don't trust each other. There's not a lot of good faith. Yeah. So it's like, well, if I make a mistake, like you said, they're gonna hold this over my head. They're never gonna let me go. They're never gonna forget it, and I'll never live it down. Never not think that, you know what, you make a mistake, they'll accept the apology and you can just move on. Because there's a lot of grudge holding. So okay, good point. Let me get to Moto. What's the I don't have a name here, so we're gonna go Moto. You gotta put your microphone on. Moto E5 Play. I have spoken, when I speak to men and tell them to do this or do that, to get yourself together, to understand it's a jungle out there. If you want to be seriously dressed like a man, put on a suit, cut your hair, take off the Jordans, take off the jerseys, get out there and work 60 hours, do all that stuff. Oh, you love that. Women love that stuff. But then when you turn around and say, well, guess what? You're going to need to be cooperative and work with your man and this and that. No. Unfortunately, like it or not, Black women, you have a reputation of being difficult to deal with. And you don't change that reputation by trying to insult everybody that has the nerve to try to talk to you. Because unfortunately, when you have 80% of our children being born out of wedlock, 1 out of 4 being married, you're not winning. And you can't blame the fact that you're not winning on everybody else. You can't blame it on everybody else. And here's another thing. Every Black man that you try to make your enemy is not. Here's the thing. And the sad thing is it's a lot of younger women. It's a lot of younger women. And inevitably, let me see how I can say this as politically correct as possible. Inevitably, You have a group of, our culture has got to the point to where no one can tell women any truth. In the late 80s, early 90s, a book was written by one Shahrazad Ali, and it's called The Black Man's Guide to Understanding the Black Woman. And in there, she basically said that everyone has been kind of held to task or evaluated for their part in this issue that's the black community, except the women. And this was a black woman that actually tried to write down and have a thoughtful way of dealing with it. But people seized on one passage, one sentence, and everywhere that woman went, instead of having an interview about it, you had women and you had men, so-called guys, seizing on this, and it was like blood sport. This was before the internet. This was before things were very recorded. So a lot of this stuff is. You go on YouTube right now and see it. But what you notice is in a lot of those audiences, you had men standing up saying, "Thank you for writing that book. Thank you," because for the first time, somebody's finally said, "You know what? It ain't all your issue, brother, and it's hard dealing with this woman over here, dealing with that over there." And that happened, but they effectively shouted her down. And after that point, for 30 plus years, it's just been allowed to get to this point. And the relationships between men and women have gotten further and further and further away. My generation, Generation X, gave birth to millennial single mothers, boys raised without dads, and then you get this group, Zennials. You can almost guarantee that the people who call in, the people who have the biggest issue with what I'm talking about, are likely either one of these two things: single mother, or in that 80% that's overweight. Two things that have nothing to do with, you can control those things. But see, you're not supposed to say those things. And the fact that you actually say, well, all right, those things, you're not responsible for your situation, but you are responsible for doing something. It's not your fault, but it is your responsibility. Whatever situation you're in, you got to do something about it. And unfortunately, we have a situation that a lot of black women don't want to hear nothing from nobody. You're supposed to accept everything you do. No one can say nothing. The only people you like is the one that are telling you you're a king, this, you're that. And it doesn't matter if you say it in a nice way, or it doesn't matter if you cussing them out. So here's the question. Who do you want saying anything to you? And the answer comes back to nobody. It comes back to nobody. And that's just not going to work. It's not going to work because my generation, millennials and Zennial men are different men. Zennial men I had a sister on her channel talking about how her name was Ebony, and her children, her oldest daughter is dating a Latino guy, and her son doesn't want to date a black woman because he's 15. But he sees the ill treatment. I mean, do y'all not see it? Over here, it's about men becoming the best version of themselves, women becoming the best version of themselves, and people being happy. And I'm sorry, when you are happy and doing what you're supposed to be doing, you are going to attract angry, upset, hurt people. You're going to. You're going to attract hurt people. I will tell you this. I don't care about if you swirl or date out or whatever. Let me let you, any of the people in that community, know. You're not going to come over here and argue with me. I got no argument with you. If you have an issue with me, you can't have an issue with what I say. What is it? Like I said, I don't fear a woman dating out. I don't fear a woman talking about these guys over here are better. I don't worry about Brad. I beat Brad. brothers, what it comes down to is there are a lot of folks who are upset that you're actually trying to become better versions of yourself. There are a lot of women who are upset with the women who come over here. And they want to call you pick-me's and this and that, and they want to down you. You got to ask yourself, why are so many people threatened by black men wanting to become better versions of themselves, black women want to become better versions of themselves, and black men and black women saying they want to deal with one another? Why are so many people threatened by that?
It's not hard to fool me, 'cause I'm addicted to good life.
Welcome back, Notification Squad. What's up, family? What's up, CIA members? Yeah.
Each of us has a purpose.
From State Farm because of
No, it's real funny. My YouTube won't load this one page. What the hell?
In this moment, you cannot say what's wrong or right.
Oh, shout out to King Ike. You know, that's what we do over here. Where everybody else is talking shit, we over here, we build shit. But we got to keep the likes up, engaging up over 50%, or you'll hear that song. If you don't want to hear this all in its entirety, let's keep it going. All right. Guys, I got to make a couple of announcements before we get into the program. Number one, shout out to all the PhDs. You're going to love this broadcast. Shout out to all the moms. Ooh, Friday night show, we're going to have to talk about it. Friday night show, we're going to give it to our Friday night show. Do kids hold you back? Oh, get your wine, get your Xanax, get your tissues. Start reporting the video now. Because apparently we're not supposed to talk about this subject. But we're going to get into it in a nice, respectful way because we got to have that conversation. We got to have that conversation. I can do bad all by myself, what that really means. Who's more shallow, men or women? These are all topics that we got coming up. But today, we got to talk about it. Y'all know what's been going on. Y'all have seen what's going on in these YouTube streets. Y'all know what all the scuttlebutt is about. And you know, oh, I forgot. Where are my manners? You know, I forgot how to do the old bougie stuff. Fragrance of the day from Roja Dove. I can't even pronounce it. It's Russian. It starts with a D. There it is. All I know is that stuff smells good. Somebody pronounce it. Diaghilev. I'm not even going to try because it sounds crazy. But this stuff is so good. If Sean Connery's James Bond, Daniel Craig's James Bond, and James Earl Jones mixed with Sidney Poitier ever had a fragrance, that would be it. And the candle of the day, the long-awaited Petite Grande 21. This candle has been out for over a year. They're finally back in stock, so I feel like I didn't want to burn my last one up yet. I love this stuff. Nice orange blossom fragrance. You know, for all them, oh, it's so gay, he burns candles and he likes fragrance. It's so, yeah. You know who says that? I have never seen a fit, feminine, friendly, beautiful, cooperative, and submissive woman complain about a man who drinks Red Bull out of a crystal glass, lights candles and fragrance, and wears a suit. You know who says something about that? Who says something about that?
Beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hog, dogs.
And I get it. I know. It's tight on you. Upset, swole up around the ankles and carrying on. Woo! You know what? But let's get into it. Y'all know what's going on in these YouTubes. All right, guys. Get these likes up because I'm not going to say it again, but I look down and we should have over 4,000 likes, okay? Should have over 4,000 likes. Shout out to Brittany. The prize, I will tell you this, I learned something, that the prize and the catch, the videos are what's going to post. I'm not going to post them on my community tabs anymore because while I can look at the comment section that was in the members only chat, the comment section in the members only chat was really, really amazing. But YouTube is an old platform. And what YouTube has become in the comment section a lot of time is just graffiti. Folks, I need you to understand something. If you lived in New York City in the 80s, think about the trains in the 80s. They were covered in graffiti. You can't stop the comment section unless you just turn it off. So what you don't do is you don't allow people who are not in the group to worry about it. Thank you. That's why I told my first prize when I was like, you're going to get an inundation of media, positive and negative. Don't read the comment section. I don't. Because most of the people are just talking. They are just talking. All right. Tomorrow night, Instagram promises to be pretty daggum interesting. But before, I don't even call them haters, man. Haters is too nice. It's high school. And I don't, you know, on a platform, this is beyond this channel. Twitter was one of the first platforms that psychologists, psychiatrists, and mental health professionals ever really studied. And it has been shown in test after test, study after study. When human beings are allowed to speak anonymously, you see some of the worst in human behavior. When people are allowed to speak in public anonymously, all bets are off. That's why Facebook, you get a person, you get a name, and to a lesser degree on Instagram, but on Facebook, that's why Facebook can have a tighter control on their community. Speaking of tighter controls on communities, what's the title of the show? She wants a man that's equally yoked. Equally yoked, equally yoked, equally yoked. And what does that mean? Far too often, modern women today are saying, modern women are having a problem with this platform and a lot of things that are said over here, even more so than how it's said. They're having an issue with the fact of I have a PhD.
I'm a PhD.
I make high five figures, six figures, and I want a man who's equally yoked. Equally yoked. So much so that when women, there's a certain group of women, when they can't get it the right way, meaning fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive, you know, the old social contract between men and women that's held since the beginning of time. Now we have this whole new thing, get it by any means necessary. Ladies, let me say this so you can hear me. There is no such thing as free money. All these promises of if you do this, this, and this, you'll be able to get money and resources out of men. Yeah, we're going to have these conversations because far too many women today are being led astray by women promising you one thing that they can't show in their own life. Men promising you one thing to sell their point of view. Maybe they have products to sell, books to sell, whatever. But I will say this, I've had a lot of people say a lot of negative things about me, and that's fine. People can say what they want. But one thing you cannot say is, I come up here Monday, Wednesday, Friday. It used to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. 5 days a week, and I put it on the wood every day. You don't see me selling t-shirts, hats, books, courses, meetups. You don't see me, I don't even sell advertising. So that's one of the things. When I come, I put it on the wood because I am confident that what I have to say can stand up to public scrutiny. Now, of course, I do work with people one-on-one, but those are people who want privacy. I said it. I said it and I said it again. There will be a time when I will monetize my platform, but I want to make sure, number one, because I know how the market is. You don't have a few good games and then try to go negotiate a multi-million-dollar contract. That's people who are not confident in their ability. When you're confident in your ability, you give, then you take what you want later on. What are we seeing today? A bunch of promises that aren't able to be fulfilled, a bunch of people telling you what you want to hear, and at the end of the day, it's the very man that people keep telling you is trying to tear women down, such and so forth, is the only one that's ever produced any results. That where are the results? Where are the relationships? Where are the couples? Where are the testimonies? All my critics, shut the French toast your mouth up and show me the results. Show me where what you have or what you're doing is yielding results. Where are your testimonials? Where are the people saying, I followed your program, your book, your this, your that, and I got my man that was equally yoked to me? This is all going to make sense in a minute. Ride with me. I got my man that's equally yoked to me. I got my man that's on my level, on my socioeconomic level, on my academic level, on all that good stuff. That's how because I follow the Lord.
Support local restaurants. We've been to every city, including Little Rock and even Worcester. And tonight, I'll be
would prefer to not have to do that, but I will do it every time. I will do it every time because it's important. It's important that we have an agreement. And to give you my best every night, and all I ask is that you hit a like button or a dislike button. That is all I ask. For people who are just coming in to watch the program, for the faithful few, you're welcome to join the members only chat. To join the members, if you're not being able to chat, you can thank all the foolishness. I am going to make sure that we have the conversation we need to have. If you want to chat, you need to be on the desktop and hit the join button. It's members only chat for the foreseeable future. Because you know what? It is a better experience. It's a better experience overall because I am noticing a huge difference between the public, the graffiti trains, and the trains that are, and like it or not, Giuliani's New York, the trains look different. We keep on moving. Shout out to Mind Boss Self Made. Appreciate it, fam. I'm gonna get to all these in a minute, but he was good. You gotta get your members only jackets on from the 80s, right? Speaking of which, Patreon content is back up. I had a Patreon backlog. More videos will be coming up on Patreon every other day. Plus, we finally got a system where we're gonna get this stuff up and going. But keep it moving. Let's stay on the program. Look, I would prefer to just talk about what we talk about. But I realize that there are many people who come into this platform from different places. And my goal ultimately is one thing, to help people get what they want, what I want, and I'll get what I want along the way. And we have to talk about one thing, this whole notion of equally yoked, equally yoked, equally yoked. Ladies, did you see the thumbnail? The thumbnail. I put a thumbnail out at the beginning of the show with a woman sitting up. A woman sitting on a couch, eating a ham sandwich, drinking a glass of wine. That's what I put up initially. Why is that important? Because I did this for shock value, but I also did it to illustrate a point. It is far too many women who look like this, who live like this,
Bronx. Damn, I gotta take a bathroom break.
who, if you allow them to talk, they're the very women talk about, I want a man that's on my level. When you talk about what do you bring to the table? Well, I've got a PhD. I make 6 figures. I drive a BMW. But what do men ask for from women across the board? Fit, feminine, friendly, cooperative, submissive. And then men who are in the top 10% of men who are in the higher value, just from a monetary standpoint, the men, women from Massachusetts to Oregon consistently want. That's the argument. Many times people are telling these women that because you earn a certain amount of money, because you have a certain amount of academic or career success, that translates into a man. That translates into a man. How'd that happen? That translates into a man who is on the same socioeconomic level. That's what a lot of guys, that's what these women are being told. Women like this are being told that you can look like this, but because you earn more and you have more money, you can get a man who is in the top 10% of men. Equally yoked means on your socioeconomic level. And then Why is this picture up here important? Because so many women today still want that man to be a traditional provider male, but then they still want him to come home and clean stuff. This man been working 12-hour days, and they want him to come home and be a man around the house. Ladies, no. No, no, no. This is insane. Make no mistakes. Yeah, you can't type in all caps, you'll be timed out. Make no mistakes. An equally yoked man, to be equally yoked, ladies, I hate to break to you, but this is what men in general think. You can look at where you rank on a scale from 1 to 10, and you can put about a $10,000 per point, and that's about what you qualify for on the market. Oh, but see, the thing is, equally yoked, you cannot be equally yoked as far as socioeconomic status, ladies, because men and women do not measure the same things, and our expectations are different. Shout out to Abba and Preach. They reached out to me on Instagram DM. They want to do a collaboration together, live stream to bounce some stuff off together. Let's do it, fellas. I would love to sit down and go back and forth with Abba and Preach on some things. Would love it. A lot of things are about to start popping out on this platform. The trainers left the station. Shout out to Nate. Shout out to the moderators. Shout out to the gang that's been here for. This has left the station. Collaborations, all kind of things coming up because we are getting more traffic over here because we're having a conversation. And ladies, I need you to hear this. That men and women measure different things and expect different things. I'm going to say something that I heard from Abba and Preach say. If a woman says to a woman, hey girl, what are you doing? Who are you dating? Well, first off, he's a doctor, and a woman is like, ooh, because in most women's mind, him being a doctor increases his sexual marketplace value from a career status, from an income status, and from a hierarchy status. Women telling another woman she's dating a medical doctor, and they say, ooh. But if a man is telling his homeboy, hey man, I'm dating a woman, and she's a doctor, she says, ooh, dang, she's smart. We don't give a guy, ooh, not men. Maybe homosexuals or some dudes that are just trying to live off of you. But across the board, men are just like, oh, she's smart then, huh? Those are two different measurements from two different genders with two different expectations. Ladies, make no mistake about it. I have heard so many men, in particular, one guy continues to have a problem with what I said. And if you want to debate me anytime, bring it. Don't allude to me in videos. Talk to me online. Don't talk to your audience. Talking to me, come to the show. Let's do it live in front of everybody. I'll have the conversation. Because what I'm telling women is more accurate than from what the men want. And what you're telling women is aspirational, and it does not bear itself out in practice. Ladies, men don't care about your money like that. Ladies, men don't care about your careers like that. Ladies, men don't care about your jobs and your education like that. Like you care about them. So, the video I'll upload tomorrow, it's going to be called Cats and Tats. The video I upload tomorrow, you're going to understand that, ma'am, you can be accomplished, intelligent, educated, successful, but you still get men at your sexual marketplace value. That's where you're yoked. Don't believe me? Jill Scott? I personally love her music, and I think she is a beautiful woman. But there are women throughout music, entertainment, and particularly in music, who can be around, and I don't try to use these in a high value equation, but even in walk-a-day world, you may be able to work around these men. These men may be your colleagues, but your colleagues do not want to date you. They want to date the girl that's on fries at McDonald's. Because men rank and measure things different than a woman. Why is this so hard for women to understand and accept? Why is this so hard for women to understand and accept? It's because because women keep the counsel of women. Women talk to women about what men should want. How many times have you heard me talk to a woman on my platform and they want to continually tell men what we should value? When I had that woman last week, it was her name Tawana, and I kept going back and forth and said, men are tired of hearing women like you tell them what they want. They want cheese pizza. Well, that's so shallow. They want cheese pizza. Well, they want cheese pizza. Well, they want cheese pizza. She could not get through her head. Ladies, men want cheese pizza, and they're going to get cheese pizza. The question is, are you going to provide cheese pizza? And if you do provide cheese pizza, is it the best in town? The higher up you want to go, the better you need to look. The higher up you want to go, the better you need to look. Uh-oh, now here's a can of worms. But what if I don't want a high-value man? Well, I mean, sometimes if we heard ladies say, I don't want a high-value man, and when it comes right down to it, you still want to make it $100,000, that's still a high-value man from a financial standpoint. That's a part of the high-value equation. High-value has 6 points, minimum. 6 points minimum. Character and morality are in the high-value equation. Not just the neutral equation. You may add them to your equation, but there's some people who are agnostic, who don't believe in God, who share a different religious belief. So to try to put morals and character and religious concerns on top of high value, you can only do that in a homogeneous society. I'm saying high value worldwide. Ladies, you were told to go to college to get a degree, or go out and get a job and get a degree, and that spend your time and end up in the danger zone 27 to 35 and do like so many women in 18 to 24, you bypass men who are on your level. Or the women who do deal with men, they deal with men down here. But just like that sister I talked to in Boston, who her boyfriend was making $65,000 before age 24, and now at 28 years old, she's wanting a man making 120. You ladies want to ask for more money as you're getting older. And more things. What draws your value down? One, Friday we're going to talk about one thing that Friday we're going to talk about this one. Do kids hold you back? That's going to have its whole own video. But here's some of the things that hold you back. You were born with the face you were born with. There are things you can do to help. But the one thing that all women can do is do something about your body, your fitness. If you are out of shape, overweight, unfit, if you look like the average American female, you can expect the average American male's income.
Tonight, I'll be in the California for Bobos and Aurora. What's on it? Tonight, I'll be eating lobster thermidor au gratin. Really? Sure. But monkeys might fly out and fly. Make it 2 calzones.
Yes. The average black man makes around $42,000 a year, depending. Somewhere in there. And if you're 5'4", 180 pounds, that's what you can roughly expect. The only way you can hope to move that up is if you get a guy early. Well, let's talk about it, because it seems that I think I'm gonna have to have these conversations one-to-one and then let women see. Because you've been given so much information from your girlfriends. Oh, you look good, girl. It ain't that bad. And like when I was talking to the woman in Oregon with the nose ring, I'm like, you know men want fit women. Why aren't you going to the gym? And ultimately, her point was, well, I'm the best around. I'm better than the other women around here. Let me tell you something, ladies. When men hear stuff like that, they're hearing, so wait a minute. You expect me to come to the restaurant and you think because the restaurant doesn't have what I want that I gotta pick you if I'm hungry. Let's say you go to a restaurant, it's a buffet. And in the food business, restaurant business, when an item is out, it's called 86. So let's say you go to a buffet, and this buffet is known for, I don't know, chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak. Chicken fried steak with white gravy and mashed. You love chicken fried steak. And you go to the buffet and you're craving chicken fried steak with mashed potatoes and okra. And then this good old southern meal. And you're driving over there and the restaurant closes at 10 o'clock. You get there at 8 o'clock. And you come through the door, table for one. Sit down, get your buffet, and walk up and you see on the buffet chicken fried steak 86. And you go to the manager or go to your servant, like, what does that mean, 86? Oh, we ran out of chicken fried steak. Excuse me, bring the manager over. I love your chicken fried steak. I drove all the way over here. Oh, sir, we had a big party came in earlier, and they ate all the chicken fried steak. We only prepped so many. Well, can you make any more? We're out, sir. We can't. They're frozen or something. Some reason, by the time we would get them made, the restaurant would be closed. But, sir, the rest of the buffet is open. You can have the chicken fried chicken. You can have fried chicken. You can have meatloaf. You can have spaghetti, crab, shrimp. The buffet has everything. It's only chicken fried steak. And see, what that woman in Oregon's, the way her and so many women think is, well, I'm here, I'm hungry. All right, I guess I'll take the chicken fried chicken, or I'll do with the mashed potatoes or the meatloaf or whatever. Oh, French toast, no. Men are saying, bump that, give me my money back, I'm leaving. What? Yeah, I'm leaving. I got some chicken fried steak at home from last night. I'll reheat it. Or it's 8 o'clock. I got time. I'll go to down the street. They got chicken fried chicken. What? What? You at Golden Corral? Yeah. It's 8 o'clock. I'll go to Black Eyed Peas if they're still open. I'll find some. There's somebody who sells chicken fried steak and I got time. That's what you're missing, ladies. You think because the chicken fried steak is gone and you're meatloaf and you're what's left, you think, well, he's hungry. I'm what's left. I got it for JJ. Come on and you can use it. I don't want this. I don't want meatloaf and peas and sweet corn. I want chicken fried steak, fried okra, mashed potatoes, cream gravy, and a roll. And damn it, I got a car and I will find it. Now, today, at 8 o'clock, you got options. But now, ladies, understand, we got online dating. It's called DoorDash and Uber Eats. See, the game has changed. You wanted freedom and access? Me got freedom and access too. So what they do, hey Siri. Hey you. What restaurant serves the best chicken fried steak? And give you all these options. Don't feel like driving there? DoorDash, Uber Eats, whatever. Slide by, you know, is Black Eyed Peas still open? I don't know. Or Grandy's. There are so many places to serve it. Or mess around and call. And do you see what I'm saying, ladies? You assume that he's just gonna eat at the restaurant. No, men will go get another restaurant. No, they'll go. And now what you doing? Your meatloaf ass is sitting on the buffet. It ain't even no, that's ketchup on top. It ain't even no meatloaf sauce. This is just ketchup. Or even worse, that brown meatloaf. And you're like, why ain't nobody eating the meatloaf? Because they want a chicken fried damn steak. And they got options. That's the difference between men and women. Men will go to get what they want. Women are seeming to expect men to just take what's left. That's one of the only reasons I can explain to why modern women have become so lacking cooperativeness, femininity, joyous to be around. You know, all the things that men say they want, women, you're starting to see more women like, feminine friendly, whatever, I'm going to cut my hair off, I'm going to be big and violent. Chicken fried steak, I know, right? All right. But maybe I got it wrong, you know? And I'm trying to make it light and joke, give us some examples of what men are saying. A man would rather pass instead of just eating meatloaf because you presume that he's so hungry that he will take you. Men are not that hungry and thirsty. Sex is not as hard to get as it used to be. The one thing that, who's more shallow, men or women? I will say that women are far more shallow. Because women have pretty much whittled men down to two things. A penis and a wallet. Talk about that tomorrow on Instagram. Women are pretty much whittled down men. That's either one of these two things. You don't, and it's so about women not even understanding who men are, what men make, how the country is laid out, the infrastructure. It's just, I know you got a Johnson, and you're supposed to have some money. Outside of that, I don't need you. I got a dog and a system. Okay. And saying, okay, cool. Then the one thing that the women used to bring to the table used to be their youth, their fertility, and their womb. Well, if he can't get you in your youth, if you've already reproduced, he can't get your fertility. I mean, if you've already used your womb for somebody else, and if you've had multiple partners, these things will lower your value in some guys' eyes. Ladies, you need to understand what your overall value is to the men you say you want. And I got news for you, bad news. The people who tell you what you want to hear, tell you what you want to hear, the people that tell you what you want to hear so much. I got bad news for you. I got bad news for you. The people that tell you what you want to hear are not doing you any favors. Or they may tickle your ears, and it may sound good coming out of that mouth, and that voice, and that look, and it soothes your soul. But once the video goes off, you single as French toast with no opportunity. And the only thing you can cuddle up next to are videos and books. Versus what I'm telling you, may not sound as good to you, it may sting a little bit, but if you listen, you can look over to the right and have a man in that bed with you. Or, that ain't what you want. Maybe you just want to go no man's land, 36 to 60. You can do it by yourself. I can do bad all by myself. I can do bad all by myself, right? The federal government and retail are the two largest employers of black women. The federal government is being run out of me. and retail is in a free fall, collapsing spiral. What are people who have been working these jobs for 20, 10, 20, 30 years? What are they going to do if they lose those jobs? Ladies, it is time for the women who want to understand that you are not meant to be by yourself on this planet. You were meant to pair with a man and be fruitful and multiply. If that's past your life, it was meant for two people to try to survive this life together. This world was not built for individual females to live a life, because in general, how many times have I talked about survival and how much money ladies making? Relative, you're running override. And that's why so many women are upset, because one, these conversations seem fanciful to some ladies, but two, the sheer reality that most women live in cities, and you are so hopelessly dependent upon the infrastructure, you don't even know where to go in your local area to even get water. It is shocking women to really realize that I need a man. And then when they finally turn around and said, okay, I'll get it. I'll get me a man because I can't do this on my own. And pride and ego starts messing with a lot of women, because they start really, really, really looking at the men they qualify for, and it's Al Bundy. Yeah. If you're an average woman, the man you qualify for is average. Average people get average people and live average lives. You a school teacher? You can get a bus driver.
Yeah, what up, man? How you been, man?
Chilling, bro. What's good with you?
Not much. I'm looking at I'm trying to find out the source, man. I'm trying to look at what you're talking about, man. I never knew about that.
Yo, I tried to find that joint too, and I can't never find this shit again, yo. If I'm not mistaken, yo, it was a clip that said, it had the guy's name. It said, whoever slips up and tells the truth. And he was giving an interview, and he said we were all out there on the balcony, and right before Martin was gonna he was waving at the crowd, and he said, that's when I stepped to the side to give him a better shot. And next thing I know, I heard the bullet ring out. But I can't find that shit to save my goddamn life, bro. But I know I seen that shit, yo. And I think it might have been a clip that Dick Gregory had, because I started looking up Dick Gregory and Martin Luther King assassination.
I'm gonna look it up.
I couldn't find that shit, bro. But go ahead.
Yeah, we live in a time now, white people got the balls to tell black people who are officers, you don't know what it's like to be black.
What?
Yeah, this bitch today. Like, she just went on and went on and went on, because I was sitting in class and she just going off, oh, you know, black people this, black, they've been oppressed, blah, 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 Donald Trump this, blah, 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 blah. She just went on and on and on and on and on and on. And I was like, let me ask you a question, though. We just sitting on this trend platform, you stand there 30 minutes rambling about how we are oppressing people, how we doing this, we don't give a fuck about Black Lives Matter, all this shit. It does not pertain to you that, do you know why we're sitting here? I'm like, do you know where you are? I'm like, does that pertain to you that the reason why we're here is because people getting pushed off the train track, getting robbed, and we're here to prevent that? It does not pertain to you that majority of people that we are defending here are black and minorities, Hispanics. It does not pertain to you before you come in a soapbox going up in this white officer about he's this and he's that. What the fuck have you done for the community? Please, let me hear it. Huh?
And they can't answer all those questions, bro.
I'm like, how fucking dare you? You got the audacity to talk about for the voice of black people, and I'm fucking sitting right the fuck here. Who told you that I'm fucking oppressed? What the fuck? Besides you running your mouth, coming and saying that they're oppressed, what have you done to contribute to fucking help? They're oppressed? Okay, what have you done? Who the fuck tell you
can't. I don't even understand it. So this is a white lady saying this.
Yeah, I know. I stood there, I let her go on and on and on. I'm like, it does not occur to you. I'm like, do you know I was standing here? She's like, I don't know, y'all standing here looking at black people harassing. Like, do you know why we're standing here? No, that's not why we're here. That's not why we're here. That is not why. I'm like, you have no idea, but you just rambling, and I sit down here trying, and I'm thinking about what she said, man. Man, as a black person we are, man, they're taking everything from us. Being black is an art of its own, man. They try to take that shit from us.
Mm-hmm. Even our struggle, yo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm like, who the fuck told you that I'm oppressed? Did I tell you I'm oppressed? Did they tell you they're oppressed?
Oh, you ain't got no rage, black man? Well, I'll take your rage too. I'm taking everything from you guys.
I'm like, you can't. But just when I really start saying shit is when she say, you don't know what it's like to be black. That's when it triggers me. I'm like, yo, who the fuck told you could talk to me?
Yeah, a big ass black Haitian. Like, what do you mean?
I'm like, who the fuck told you could talk to me? Who told you that? Who told you? I'm like, what makes you think it's racist? I'm like, guess what? It's a white guy, a Hispanic guy, a black guy, another Hispanic guy. And at all time they're standing here, we talking. They're talking about movies. We talking about random shit that has not occurred. That we are not harassing anybody here. But somehow, out of all these three people here, he offends you about you going on Reddit about black. But at the end of the day, he's white just like you.
Mm-hmm.
Why you attacking him? Please explain. I'm like, you from fucking Manhattan, West Bumblefuck, fucking places where they have you in a good air. But here, this is the real shit. This is what the real. When you talk about defunding the police, these are the people that's victimized. Look at them. And any time here, do you see them actually? You see them feeling safe? They're staying in the train track. They're not being worried about anything. But you come here with your fucking soapbox and blah blah blah. Yo, trap. I tortured her, mind you. I tortured her, bro. I fucking flamed her. So fucking bad, bro. So fucking bad.
At the end of it, what was her?
Huh?
At the end of it, did she have any remarks or?
Oh no, she kept on going. She's like, oh, you don't know your history. I don't know my history. Please go ahead. Please tell me. Tell me about my history. I'm waiting. I'm like, you feel all of a sudden patriotic because it's February, it's Black History Month. You still feel like you're doing something. I'm like, what have you contributed to the black community? What have you contributed? I'm like, but yet again, when there's a store needs to get looted and destroyed, you be the first to throw a fucking brick, right? But yours, whatever what motherfucking town you live at, still pristine, right? So please tell me, bro. I was flaming her, bro. Yo, I was going in on her. There were people that missed the train just to watch me getting at this girl.
Damn, bro. Hey, ain't none of your coworkers got it on camera, man. I would have put that shit on goddamn Instagram.
Yo, I was torching her. I was flaming her, bro. Flaming her. I'm like, and I'm starting to think, you guys feel like after all the grimy shit you guys do, now y'all trying to reconcile. She said, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, let's check this shit out, right? Y'all killed Martin Luther King, right? That was unifying black people, right? And to me, it's kind of interesting. All of a sudden, now everybody find out about Fred Hampton. All of a fucking sudden, everybody know about Fred Hampton. I'm like, yo, until the movie came out, Trav.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all of a sudden now, everybody's an activist now. I'm like, bro. I was like, yo, dude, I was schooling her, bro. I was like, do you aware that the party that you signed with, all the ones that oppress black people, what if I told you that? He's like, what do you mean? I'm like, yeah, the Democrat Party is on that. It was the party of the KKK, you fucking dumbass. You wanna make a fun fact? Yo, I was watching her. Yo, there was people that there's someone that missed the train. Yo, Trap, they was Googling what I was saying.
Damn.
They're like, damn. I'm like, bro. And she's like, well, the Democrats had a black
Mm-hmm.
The guy's like, damn, you should be a teacher. I'm like, nah. It's people like that that give us a bad rep. Make us like we deserve a fucking free handout. We don't deserve a fucking free handout.
Well,
You know?
at least you gave her a little lesson today, man. She might change a lot of her opinions about shit,
And
yo.
she's like, look at you. He said, oh, so you don't care about Black History Month? I'm like, no, I do not care about Black History Month. And she's like, what do you mean? I'm like, American history is Black history. So you relegate my whole heritage, my whole culture for 1 month.
Mm-hmm.
No, American history is Black history.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, I'm like, yeah, go ahead, please. Yo, she felt so defeated, bro. She walked away and sat on the other side of the platform on her phone. The guy's like, damn, yo, you went in. Yo, the other cops was standing there looking at me, going back and forth. I was calm. I was not screaming. I was just keep on going. I just kept on going. I just kept on going. I flamed her so fucking bad, yo. I'm like, let me guess. I'm like, and I'm like, you know what's so fucked up? I'm like, your ass is so backward. If you really care about the black people, you should shut down the Planned Parenthood in these neighborhoods. She said, what do you mean? You know who came up with Planned Parenthood? Barbara Singer was a fucking racist.
Mm-hmm.
She only did it in the black community so they could limit us. So you wanna talk about oppression? You wanna make a stand? Go shut them shit down. But you can't. Well, their views change. Oh, their views change. So you mean to tell me that? All of a sudden now, a racist guy that's a Democrat, all of a sudden be like, oh wait, we're not racist anymore. We see the light, and their views just change out of fucking order. But fuck history. That's what you're telling me right now. I'm like, right. I was like, you want to talk about oppression? Doing the whole Black Lives Matter protest when they destroyed the Bronx, these neighborhoods where there's hard people that build their business, moms and pop stores, and they destroy these neighborhoods. They can't independent business now. What the fuck have you done to help out? Because they're still struggling. You see that store down there? Got looted. Now that pharmacy got destroyed. Now that lady that lives in that building cannot get her medication. So you feel accomplished now? Now who? You talk about oppressing? Who's helping people being oppressed now? You destroying shit like that? Yo, everybody at trade platform was like, oh shit, get them. Son. I'm telling you, man. I feel proud, Trav. I feel proud, man. I feel proud.
You should, man. Anytime you can school a Karen, you doing the right thing, man. You had to give her a lesson, let her learn some shit. That's all.
And the whole time I was thinking about you, man. I'm like, yo, Trav, that's what Trav would have said, man. Yo, I was blaming her, bro. Blaming her.
Because they just assume they know every fucking thing, and they only got bits and pieces of stories and don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I was like, bro, come on, man.
Yeah, and that's so dumb just to see a group of police officers on post and then you guys out here oppressing people and that. No, bitch, ain't nobody even doing nothing to nobody. We making sure that we keep the peace.
Yo, we just did bullshitting, man. Me being funny that I am, minding my business. You know what I'm saying? And here comes this bitch, yo. When I tell you I was waiting for her, bro. I was waiting for her.
Needed something that changed the mood real quick.
Hell yeah. And then she kept on going. I was like, let me ask you a question, though. You said they're oppressed? Oh, this is what everybody's like, oh, shit. I'm like, you said they're oppressed, right? She's like, yeah. So you come to this neighborhood telling that we oppressing them, right? She's like, yeah. How many? Go to check line for me. Ask these people, how can I help you? What you guys need for me to help you? Did you ask them that? Did you ask them that? Or you just come here because you're standing here, we oppressing people? Did you ask? I'm like, did you ask this gentleman right here? How can we make this neighborhood a better place for you? Did you ask him, what do you need to make me live in a better? Did you ask him that? She's like, no. Oh no, you didn't. But yet again, when it comes to protesting, you damn sure be the first to pick up a brick to that window of their business where they live at, right? But how are you fighting oppression there? But I bet if you go to in Manhattan where you live at Soho downtown, you got all your shit, don't you? But you destroy theirs. So if that's not oppressing, I don't know what the fuck that is. Yo, man. Yo, after all that, man, there was some people come up to me and shit like, yo, man, That's why I let her ramble. Then I shut her down.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead and say whatever you think you got to say. I'll listen.
Then I shut her down. But yeah, man, yo, I've been trying to find that shit for so long, bro. I was looking all day for it for the wrong reason. I mean, I knew they had to kill the dude. Like, it was not like a lone crazy gunman.
Oh
You know
no.
what I'm saying?
Oh no.
And also, why would you think that to go on about?
Wait, you say you broke up a little bit?
Why would you think they didn't bait him to come to the balcony anyway?
And that's the thing too, like, and get him right there out in the open, and I don't know. I don't know. And that dude said, and then he was waving at the crowd, and that's when I stepped to the side so he can have a better shot. Now, like I say, it could have been taken out of context. Was it a photographer trying to take a picture, or I don't know, but that's what the fuck he said, yo. I remember, I'm gonna keep looking for that shit some more too, but I ain't gonna lie. Shit like that, they probably scrubbed that shit from the goddamn internet, bro.
Yo, I'm telling you, man, I tell people this all the time, man. Because you don't owe you shit, man. So I tell people, like, I had that talk with one of my friends, man. He said, oh,
Hey,
same thing with you with the reparation. I'm like, yo, we're never gonna get it. Just get this out of our head, and we're just gonna have to work on our own and do what we gotta do.
no.
You know? Because I'm like, and then I tell them, like, because you know what it is? We're fucking emotional. They know how to play with our chords. Like, they're like, I'm like, he said, what do you mean? I'm like, look at how simple it was to me. I'm like, I'm not a fan of the previous president, but he's like, well, we have a plan to help the first step act, the platinum plan, to help us out. We didn't even hear it out. Oh, the motherfucker's racist. He has to go. So you get a $20 bill with the face on it. How is that helping you?
Motherfuckers can't think straight, bro.
I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. So
Motherfuckers.
anyway, man, how's PA treating you, man?
Cold.
Oh, nigga, it's cold everywhere.
Yeah. We got.
How's the good?
She's good. She's good.
Yeah, get cute, man. Get these smoking.
Mm-hmm.
What? You guys I got some weed question I want to ask you because I'm investing in I got stocks and weed anyway. I get it. So, since you guys are a couple, do you guys like a favorite weed y'all smoke together? I'm just curious, man. I want answers. I want answers, man.
I mean, personally, me, no, like, she's into like all the names and shit, man. I don't give a damn what nobody call that shit, bro. So I ain't really.
I ain't gonna lie to you. There's some weed that's out there, bro. That's not natural, man. Yo, there's this dude who has weed on him. There's no way this nigga has a jacket on him and a hoodie, and I can smell the weed off of him. Bro.
Damn.
I'm like, that is not natural, bro. I'm like, yo, that weed that you got to smoke, bro, that shit. So how do you know I got weed on me? Like, you look mad, you know I got. I'm like, bro, that shit is strong as fuck, bro.
I can smell that shit right now, nigga. I can smell the fentanyl coming out your jacket.
I'm like, goddamn. And some of them got like the crystallized shit on them. I was like, bro, I don't think you should smoke that shit. He's like, what? I'm like, bro, that's not natural, man. I'm like, yo, you 5 feet away from me, I can smell it, bro. Like in front of my nose. I'm like, yo, I don't think you should smoke that shit.
Now you got these motherfuckers out there questioning their drugs and shit.
Bro, son, I'm like, bro. I wait when I retire. I fucking eat edibles, nigga. Fuck all that smoking shit. I just want to eat the edibles, nigga.
See?
When I retire, nigga, like, yo, why dad just tripping out, nigga? Like, nigga, I don't know, nigga.
Just had some cookies.
Huh?
Just had some cookies.
That's what I'm gonna do, man. That's what I get when I retire. They go, yo, dad, yo, why you tripping? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know who took my hot water out of the refrigerator. Man. I'm trying to figure this shit out.
Damn.
I'm trying to figure this shit out, man. Helping dad out over here.
Took my hot water out the fridge.
You know, so I'm trying to figure out, help wear dad out, nigga.
Damn.
That's good, man. I meant to call you in a while, man. I'm like, damn, yo, Chop out here struggling with the snow and shit. I'm like, damn, nigga.
How the snow been up there where you at?
Nigga, what? Nigga, that's still been crazy over here, man.
Bruh.
When I got mine, so you guys got to see my mom over here. Yo,
Yeah.
except that one day when I was to go to the hospital for my girl to have she got that birth, bro. February 2nd, but the first, you know, when it was snowing for like the whole time, nigga, I came outside, I saw the car covered in snow. I told Shorty, yo, man, I don't know. Cause like the whole road was fucking, they didn't clean nothing. So I cleaned a path in front, a small path. I mean, she got that, she got money, you know, I'm a poor man. She got the Audi. I'm like, yo, you pay that much money for this Audi, I'll make this shit work. They got put that shit right through the snow, man. I was like, oh, man.
Damn.
Oh, shit. I'm like, bitch, get in the car, we gotta go.
Damn.
So we took her to the hospital, man. With all the snow top of the car, man. Yeah. I had my cousin who was in Texas, man, with that fucking shit. And she's like, oh, it was really bad. I'm like, nah, I think y'all nigga over exaggerate this shit.
Texas ain't had water. They ain't had no electricity. They was doing bad out there for days. Some motherfucker went like 5-6 days without power.
Yeah, she said that her husband job had like a generator, so they went there. I was like, nigga, you Asian, nigga. We used to blackouts, nigga. What's the matter with you, nigga?
Damn.
Nigga, I'm like, yo, you fucked up. Me, I know what I'll do. I'll go to Lowe's or Home Depot, buy a metal trash can, buy some fucking logs, and set this bitch on fire.
Damn right. About to make a fireplace out this shit.
Hell yeah. We all huddle up around this bitch, but it's crazy, man. It's crazy. But we'll see, man. I wonder how the summer gonna be, bro.
I don't know. I'm just tired of COVID and mask and all that shit, man.
I'm stuck here for another 20 years, nigga.
I'm tired of social distancing.
Another 15 years, and after that, I'll move somewhere nice and warm, man. I might move to South Carolina, maybe Mount Peasy, you know?
Shit, that's what I'm trying to get back to. I ain't gonna lie.
From South Carolina?
Hell yeah. Like closer to Georgia though. I want to be close, like to the Georgia border.
Oh, Georgia border?
Yeah, so if I want to hop down to Atlanta for a weekend, it won't be so far of a drive.
Yo, just be careful of Faglanta, bro. That's what I call it, man. I call it Faglanta.
He said
bro.
Faglanta.
Huh?
He said Faglanta. That's crazy.
I told you about the guy who shot at that shit the other day, right?
Mm-mm.
I think, yo, that shit was wild, nigga.
Who did what now?
What? That's why I fuck with trannies. I was like, whoa.
Oh yeah. That's like, calm down, nigga. Calm down. TMI.
Nobody needs to know that. Yo, for the one thing I have out of words, nigga, I just stood there, look at this nigga got a lot of balls for him to do that shit.
Yeah, a lot. He got extra balls from his training buddies.
I was like, God damn, nigga, what the fuck?
That ain't. I mean, and I understand. Like, you want to piss your girlfriend off by saying some crazy shit, but that's a little bit overboard.
Overboard, nigga. They were boom shot, nigga. Nigga past the pool, past bars, nigga.
Damn.
Yeah. So how's the artwork coming along, man?
Good, bro. I'm sitting here painting right now.
What you working on, man?
I'm working on a picture of my homegirl. She the girl who started the organization I'm a member of. I'm doing another painting of her. Yo, she got mentioned at the on the Senate floor, yo. The last time the Senate held their meeting, yo, one of the senators actually gave her a shout out, yo.
Is that the girl that gave the speech at the inauguration?
Yep. No.
You know her?
No, not her. No. I know.
Not her?
No.
Oh, okay.
She's one of my local homies. And damn.
Shut my ear, being an artist. If I should tell her, you know how many naked bitches out of the joint, bro.
I can't find no more naked bitches, man. I be trying to.
Yo, when me and Chris was in college, right? So one day, Chris was roommate, and Chris have you know those art books, the big art books.
Mm-hmm.
So I opened it. I was like, yo, Chris, there's a lot of naked equipment on this shit. Like, oh yeah, we got a model that pose new. I was like, what? The one that Chris was the class, I pop out of it. Where she at, yo?
Damn. This nigga
I was like,
stupid.
where she at? Chris like, yo, she's over there with the robot. Oh man, she's at her
I'll be back when she naked.
Yeah, I was so disappointed. Some clothes on. I walked off.
Nah, I'm not here for no robes.
I won't see that shit. That's what's up, man.
I ain't know Chris took art classes, took art in college.
Yo, all I know, now you got your art, you step your art in the museum. I'm happy for you, man.
Yeah, man. Appreciate it, bro. I got
I never been my boy say, I'm like, I know this artist.
I
Yeah. That motherfucker owed me a beer. That son of a bitch.
damn.
That son of a bitch. But yeah, that's good, man. Yeah, I told you, either you and Chris, y'all gonna get rich, nigga. One of y'all gonna get rich, my nigga. I just had to get rich fast, bro.
Well, Chris Barrett, hurry the fuck up, man, with his music. It's goddamn. I need to make a loan.
Yo, did you I see how you got your work. Nobody did you question flag though? Like, what does that flag mean? Nobody asked you.
Not yet. I'm waiting on it though.
I let people use this flag, but I never knew the origin of this flag though. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, Marcus Garvey.
Oh, Marcus Garvey with
Yeah, Marcus Garvey was a Jamaican. He was born in Jamaica and came to America in his 20s, and he came up with the Pan African flag for his UNIA movement. Yeah, the great honorable Marcus Garvey. Hey, bro. One of my homies want me to do her podcast at 5:00, so I'm gonna go ahead and get my shit shut up and get ready for that. Hey man, you can't smell my weed that far. Damn.
Shut down your whole lot. Now I got stocks, nigga. I need that to buy more, nigga.
Toke up.
Huh?
Tell them to toke up.
Nigga, well, I bought the shit for like $1. Now they're like, what, $12 a share, nigga. I need to buy more weed, nigga.
Help them stocks go up. I know that's right. I'm about to start investing in that Joan too.
Buy more weed, nigga. Help me get rich, nigga. Alright, nigga, I'll let you.
Alright, bro. I'll hit you later. Yeah, let me get this. See if I got a email or a messenger for the link to this thing. I feel like I should put on a nicer shirt or something, but fuck it. Fuck it. It is what it is. You know? So let's see here. Tell you what, I feel sleepy as shit right now. All right, so this is the weirdest thing ever. A friend of mine said that she was starting a podcast. She wanted to interview me for a podcast. I said, cool. You know, she said, when can we do the interview? I said, this day and this time. She said, great. That day and time came and went. And then she messaged, oh, I'm sorry, I got busy. Can we reschedule? I said, sure, let's reschedule. So the next day came and she said that she was having issues. Well, she said she had just got a new computer. And it was taking her time to actually set up her new computer and office system and everything. So I'm like, okay, cool. And now she texted me today and said, hey, I'm sorry about all the delays and everything, but I have everything squared away. Everything should be good to go now. Are you still interested in doing the interview? And if so, it doesn't matter what day or what time, I'll be ready. I said, great, let's do it today at 5 o'clock. She said, awesome. I'll send you the link. It is 4:59, and I have no link or no more messages or anything like that. So, 3 strikes and you're out. I really don't think that I'll even respond to any of her messages after this. I've known her since we've been children. Like, children. Me and her brother are actually the same age, and we were in school together, and she was a year behind us. I think she was only a year. No. The other sister was a year behind us, and this sister is 2 years behind us. But yeah, it's like you just keep telling me you want to do this thing and you're never prepared for it. So I really don't like that at all. I hate for people to set something up and then like it feels like I'm being stood up like on a date, which is we had plans for a day and a time. We had a date set. And if you stand me up on that date, then that shit don't never settle well with me. So, there's nothing in my email. I'm pretty sure I gave her my email. Her last comment was awesome. It says, no, her last comment was perfect. I am ready, and I'll send you the link to join at 5 o'clock. And it's now 5:03. Still no link. Whatever. One of my other homies just hit me up. He was like, well, first of all, a different homie hit me up yesterday, and she told me some good news that our organization, they did a small mini documentary about our organization and why it's so important. And a filmographer who's actually filming and editing the documentary inquired about like doing an extended segment on the different board members, and it was like, that's a great idea. And then the videographer said, do you think Travis would like let me do like a small documentary on him personally of just my art career and what brought me to the area that I'm in now, because I'm not originally from here, and what are my goals and with my art and stuff like that. So I was like, hell yeah, I want to do that. Who the fuck wouldn't want a mini documentary about themselves? So definitely got that in the works for the springtime. And then one of my other homies, literally just within the last hour, hit me up like, yo, Mr. Prince, hope you're doing well. I was wondering if you would be interested in a paid modeling gig on March the 7th. Hell yeah, you gonna pay me to dress nice and stand somewhere? Fuck yeah, I'm in on that. Yo, say no more. I'm in. As soon as you said paid modeling gig, that's the only 3 words I need to hear. That's it. Paid modeling gig. I'm in there. You're gonna pay me just to put clothes on. I need that. I don't give a fuck how much it is. You can pay me $15 an hour. That's still $15 an hour that I wouldn't have been making if I wasn't modeling. See what I'm saying? So I already got that set up. And he asked me to text this guy too. All right. So I sent him a message. Yo, my nails are way too long, yo. Yo, these bitches just flying across the goddamn room. I don't give a damn where they land at. It's just, it is what it is. I'm happy I got glasses on. That's a little better. Yep. It's on a Sunday, starting at 10 a.m. and they paying $25 an hour. I don't care if I'm out there for just 2-3 hours or 4 hours, make $100 standing around in a motherfucking tuxedo, nigga, looking hella fresh, like $1 million, smelling like $2 million. You feel me? So I'm trying to do it. Smelling like $1 million. Alright. Back to the paint for another little bit. We've been in here for almost 2 hours. I'll probably do like another 30 minutes. Try to get like 2.5 hours because I gotta go cook some dinner.
Talk about it, but maybe I don't talk about it. Maybe I'm just crazy. Trust Dre. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know one thing. That this ain't gonna stop. We're gonna continue to have these conversations in a straightforward, judicious way to move this ball forward. Because every single day, women are being unplugged from the matrix, men are being unplugged from the matrix, and folks are starting to see stuff for the first time. Gender war is over, ladies. Time to make the peace. Time to do the Treaty of Versailles. Just Cax, shout to you. And the question is, what do you and your PhD qualify for? Your PhD making $85,000 a year, and your equally yoked is likely a man making $42,000 a year. Oh, I just pissed a lot of people off, Jessica. They cussing. Save me some space over in that flat or your house, wherever you live over in England, because I'm going to need to leave this country, because they hate me right about now for saying that. But it's the truth. You and your PhD qualifies for a UBER driver. No offense to those guys. That men driving Uber making $60,000, $70,000 a year. And I find it a little offensive. Shout out to B. Simone. Apparently, she's kind of come around to start telling women that You want more? I looked in that video and I found it funny that her comment section was littered with my name. Cool. As long as we're making an impact. Because I don't think my blue collar brothers are an insult. I get insulted as a white collar man when you insult my blue collar brothers. I truly, genuinely, I get offended. Because I come from middle America. I've seen, those are the people that make this country run. I truly get offended when you insult my blue collar, my military, and those. Anyway, anywho, like I said it last week, on Monday, when that woman said I didn't marry my BD because he wasn't good enough for me, and I said, gentlemen, what in the world do you think would have happened if a man would have said I didn't marry my BM because she wasn't good enough for me? See, you guys like that double standard, then you better like the double standard that you are judged by your looks. And the only women that have a real problem with this, you're judged by your looks and your body. The women who have a real problem with this are the women whose bodies are out of shape. Because your looks are your looks, but your body is something that everybody said you could have done something with. Now, don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. I just work here. We're going to the call line. Like I said, in order to get on the call line, you must.
Flanagan has the solution for your best sleep yet. Get a free adjustable base with the purchase of select mattresses. Plus,
visible. No more anonymous, nobody. No more. You got to cam up. Cam up if you want to talk. If you want to talk, you must cam up. And let's get into it. Because I really want to hear what's going on from women. Why do you feel like, you should get a different caliber of man? What caliber of man should you get? Equally yoked. What does that mean? I'm a PhD. That still doesn't mean you can be a 3. You can't be a 3 in a PhD. I'm a PH3. Money work. I'm a PH3. I'm a PH3. PhD. Get the lights up. Ladies only on the show. PhD. Money work. El mundo quiere dinero. Money work. Se arregla con dinero. I'm a PhD. Go Skiwi. Go Skiwi. Go Skiwi. She look like she having a good time. Come on, Skiwi. Hey! Go on in, girl. That's some good stuff right there. Yeah, man. I love it. I can't announce some of the people we're going to have on the show coming up, but we're going to have some interesting people join in. because we're having an impact, folks. These conversations need to be had. They need to be had. Did you guys? I also posted that link. Did the link work? The link worked. Now, understand something. I don't want the same people to keep jumping on the show, okay? If you've been on a couple of times, that's fine. But here we go. Equally yoked. I think a lot of women find it offensive that they are being judged on their bodies. But I think it's interesting that the same women who find it offensive that you're being reduced, and I hear people say this all the time, you're reducing women to sex objects. No, we're acknowledging that men are visual and this matters to men. See, that's the problem. You guys, for the longest, men have had their choices and what they want minimized. We don't hear women saying they want a man who is a 50-50 partner. You hear women saying they want protectors, providers. We don't hear a woman saying, you know what, I want a beta male who's going to drain me of resources. And we accept that. We accept one-way desires. Women can want men to be men, but men cannot want beauty. Men have been shamed for what is natural to us. And that's bull crap. If you want a beautiful woman, that's great. But every beauty is in short supply, admit it. But fitness should not be. All right, let me say this, number one. I gotta be honest, man. Do what you do at your house, but don't come on my platform smoking, vaping, looking like you smoking weed. You're not gonna get on. I'm not gonna talk to you. Because I can do this show for 2 hours by myself. Men have been told, just accept women how they are. You're bad for wanting what you want, and that's not fair. It's not right. What is an equally yoked man for you, ladies? What is an equally yoked man for you? And are you ready for the man you say you want? So that was the ultimate question. And I said it yesterday. I want to also get into this while we're letting people in the call line. Gentlemen, by show of hands, how many of you agree with me that women have reduced men to two things? Money, resources, and genitals. We are a wallet and a pee-pee. That is what many women have reduced men to. Resources and ability to sexually please them. And you know what? I think men, even saying fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive, men at least want women to be helpmeets. You want women for, we want women, men want women for far more things than women can articulate they need men for. What is up with that? How are you going to have women basically say, well, he just needs to have a working phallus and access to some money. So that makes you pretty shallow, in my opinion. There's also this notion that so many ladies want to stay at home to raise your children. That is a luxury. 72% of mothers in this country work full or part-time. That means 28% of mothers in this country don't have to work. That's less than 30%. To me, that's a luxury. And when I'm hearing average women wanting luxuries of staying at home and parenting children. Why? You're average and you want a luxury. When I was growing up, average people did not want luxury vehicles. They wanted average vehicles. They wanted a mid-sized, sensible sedan. But now we got average people wanting Range Rovers and G-Wagons and Aston Martins and AMGs. In Dallas, they call them $30,000 millionaires, $40,000 millionaires, driving a BMW, living in your mom's house. That's crazy. It is a luxury to be able to stay at home. That 28% of women will get. So, you know what I hear, Jessica? When I start talking like this, you know what I hear? You know what I hear? Jonathan Barenfield. You know what I start to hear when I hear this? Well, wait a minute. If I can't stay at home and raise my kids.
Yeah, it actually depends on the photo. I just can't. I don't have a price for painting. There are no two pictures that are exactly the same. So there are no two paintings that are exactly the same. So there are no two prices that are exactly the same. So yeah, you would have to let me see the picture first, and then after I see the picture, you would have to let me know what size canvas would you want it on, how big do you want it, and then I can give you a price. So I need to see the picture, then I need to know how big do you want this painting to be, then you can get a price. It's not just, oh, how much do you charge for family portraits? I don't know, it depends on the picture and the canvas. I could charge $500 for a family portrait on a small canvas, or I can charge $5,000 for a family portrait with 15 people on it on a large ass canvas. So I would definitely need to see the picture first. If you want to do that, I have an info bar up there. It says Paintings by the Prince. Look that up on Instagram. If you have a decent enough picture that I feel like I can paint for you, and you know what size canvas you want it on, yeah, I don't mind doing a family portrait for you. But I have a pretty big art show coming up soon, so I'm gonna work on my own paintings for a while. So if you do want a family portrait, it probably won't be in March, because for the next few weeks I'm gonna be working on my own stuff. I did so many commissions at the beginning of the year that I've been neglecting my own projects. And now that I have a show coming up, I definitely need to get some new art done for my new show. But yeah, if you're really interested in uh, commissioning me for some original art, yes, I do tons of commissions all the time. So I don't have a problem painting for someone else. But like I say, right now I need to focus on my own shit and just paint for myself for a couple weeks. Alright. Oh, that's what's up. Appreciate it, man. Yep. A lot of people still find me on PlayStation. It's probably because I stream. I use the PlayStation for my YouTube stream. So a lot of people find me on YouTube, but yes, even more people still come across my content from PlayStation.
If a man ain't a wallet and a willie, and if all he's gonna bring ultimately is $40,000 to $50,000 to the table, you know what I hear from women? Why do I need him? Ain't that right, guys? Is that what you hear? Why do I need him? I can do bad all by myself. Robert, ain't that what it is? Kool-Aid, ain't that what it is? Ain't that what it is? Crystal, ain't that what it is? If all he gonna bring is, what? I can't get all my bills paid. I can't eat steak and lobster on Tuesday. What? I can't stay at home and raise my babies plus this other kid I brought. If I can't get a man to pay all or most of the bills, I can do bad all by myself. Counsel, Sean, Don Juan, ladies, I need you to understand what you're saying to most men. That you are an average, hard-working, stand-up, everyday citizen, that you're bad. You're saying that what men who are self-sustaining, functional, productive members of society, if they can't give you diamonds for breakfast, that they don't matter. Now I want you to understand, if men were to make that same argument about women, what? If I can't have a hot piece of A and a woman that's this, I can do that all by myself. You become all sorts of toxic masculinity, misogynist. You would be the worst thing. See, we accept that as a double standard. We accept I can do bad all by myself, meaning that if you cannot make my life luxury, you ain't worth it. Somebody tell me I'm lying. Stop me when I'm lying. Estelle, you ready? Stop me when I'm told a lie. Go ahead and unmute yourself. First off, let's do this. Hold on. How old are you?
I'm 33. I'll be 33 in June.
All right. Your first name is Estella. Okay. Go ahead. What do you got for me?
So, equally up. This is a conversation that I've been having with myself over the past year. I did the whole fleeing in a foreign country thing, right? And I was talking to this guy, and I liked him. And I was just like, okay, this is sex. I'm self-warmed emotionally because I'm a woman. Like, we feel in our emotions, but that's our nature. We're women. That's what we do. And admitting that to myself and realizing like I really like this guy, but he really doesn't have anything to offer me as far as taking care of me and protecting me, regardless of him being average or not, because he lives in a whole nother country. So I just decided that this isn't gonna work out. I don't want to have to pay to bring this man to this country because he can't afford to come here.
Wait. Hold on. You said a lot. So at 33 years old, you're seeing a man in another country and just having a physical fling.
Right. And now, my point is, I had to stop and look at myself and say, why am I doing this? Like, am I that desperate for some
seen this person?
I went back and forth to see him 4 different times in the course of 2.5 years. So I
Okay.
wasted
Hold on.
2.5
Let me
years
stop.
being-
Don't, just hold on. Just stop. Hold on. I gotta talk too. So 2.5 years.
Mhm.
And why didn't you date somebody locally?
Because I didn't make myself available.
How'd you make yourself locally internationally?
What'd you say?
How did you make yourself available internationally?
Well, I went to a wedding in Jamaica and just had a fling with guy, but we kept talking. You know, that was me investing my time or putting myself to be available just to him instead of putting myself out on the market. And you talked about this, and I've
Do
actually
you have any children?
talked about this. No, I'm single, no children, none of that.
So when it was time to try to decide whether or not to take this to the next level, you didn't want to bring him here because you're obviously making more money than him.
Obviously, yes, absolutely.
This dude name is Kevin Samuels. And I came across one of his videos like months and months ago and didn't really pay attention to it. It was some shit on this Instagram page that I follow, and the first thing I seen is just like this. He has a call-in show, and this one girl called in, and he was just like dragging her, like, cause she said, oh, she makes over $100,000 a year. She has her own business, her own pet grooming business or something, and she want to find a man that's in her league and this and that. And he was like, yeah, but look at you. He's like, rank yourself. And she's like, oh, I rank myself as a 9 or some shit. He's like, come on, be for real, yo. He's like, be for real. And like, he just kind of not tore her down, but put her in her place. Like, if you want a high caliber dude, he was like, yo, high caliber men go for bad ass bitches. They go for fucking Holly Berry's and Beyonce's and motherfucking Rihanna's and shit like that. And he was like, Rihanna and Beyonce is a 10. They're 10s. Physically, looks wise, they're a 10. And he was like, bitch, you is not nowhere close to a fucking Rihanna. You're not. So be realistic with yourself and stop saying you're a 9 or a 10, because you're not a Rihanna. You're not a Beyonce. You're not getting ranked as one of the most 100 beautiful people in the world, because you're not a fucking 10. So stop it. And like, she was all butthurt about that. And I was like, it made sense to me. And that was the only time I watched him. Like, and that, like I said, it wasn't even his show. It was like a clip that somebody else put on like an Instagram post. And then for some reason, like over the past couple weeks, like his name is just ringing bells everywhere, and like every fucking social platform, everything is just like everybody's just posting his links and posting like pictures of him and memes and stuff. And it's just like, let me hear this dude out and really hear what he has to fucking say. And so I listened to like 2 of his Jones last night and listening to one right now, and I agree with a lot of this shit he's saying. You know, I don't see any flaw in his logic or anything. You know what I'm saying? But all these women call in here and think they're gonna fucking tell him off or put him in his place, and nobody can't do that shit. That's the funniest part. I like good debates. I consider myself a pretty decent debater, because I like to look at both sides of the argument, and some people can't look at both sides of the argument, and they won't. It weakens your argument if you don't know the other one's position. And most people think they know the other person's position until you really start an argument, or until you really try to debate somebody and they put you in your place, because you don't know shit. You don't know what they know, but they know what they know, and they know what you know. And he seems like one of these guys. He's just really knowledgeable about the things he's into. And the subjects and topics that he's into, you just can't really argue against him on a lot of this shit so far. You can't, like I say, these women come in here trying to tell him off, and they just make themselves look fucking stupid, yeah. Hey, pretty good.
Okay. So, and 33 is the Bay Area. I mean, I can understand a fling, but for 2 years, now what? Well, yeah, but now what are you gonna do? Because equally yoked. What do you do?
I'm getting sick, feminine. I'm definitely cooperative because I was very cooperative with him. I always want to have respect for the man I'm with. But when I begin to lose respect, I have to stop and say, why don't I have respect for him?
Okay. What was the longest relationship you had with somebody here locally?
Oh God, I've only had one real relationship, and that's the problem too. And that was on and off for 5 years.
How long ago did that end?
That ended 5 years ago. The last time I was seriously with him.
Why didn't you guys take it? Why didn't you guys formalize it?
He's an alcoholic.
Hey, hold on. When did you discover he was an alcoholic? Year 1 or year 5?
Probably realized it was really a problem of year 3.
You say alcoholic, I mean alcoholic
Like
means.
daily
Oh
drinking.
no. Okay. When you say alcoholic, that means something to me. That means somebody who needs to go into a program, not a heavy drinker.
No, he needs to go to a program.
Okay, but you still were together for 3 years before you discovered. See, I'm curious to where so many black women will have these long relationships, and they're always ending. Oh, don't you talk a lot? Listen.
Talk too damn much.
No, you've been talking a lot. I've had to step in many times to just quiet you down. You were with him for 5 years, and to end it because he said he's an alcoholic. Because it was still 3 years before then. Why have these long relationships and not have an end goal? And the reason I ask that question is because so many black women count engagements and long relationships as if they were marriages, and they don't count the same.
Are you asking me?
Yeah, why would you be with somebody for 5 years and not look to get married after a year or 2?
Because we don't have realistic end goals in our mind.
I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you in particular.
That's my answer. I didn't have any kind of end goal in mind.
So at 20,
the attention and affection of a man.
So at 25 years old, you were just happy to be involved with a man and had he not been an alcoholic, y'all could have just done this for the next 20 years without an end date.
Possibly, if I'd not grown up. I've not chosen to grow myself and realize this is not okay. Like I should.
When did you grow up? When did you grow up? When do you say you?
When I hit 25, my mind changed, and I realized.
Ma'am. You were with this man from 20 to 25?
21 to 26.
Okay, but then afterwards, ma'am, you had a 2-year relationship with a man in Jamaica who was broke.
Exactly.
That doesn't sound like a grown-up.
You said what?
That don't sound like
grown-up. That doesn't sound like a grown-up.
I'm clear about that. That's not grown-up.
So I asked you, when did you grow up? You said, I asked you why this happened with the previous guy. You said you hadn't grown up. I said, well, when did you grow up? And it was.
I didn't say I grew up.
I'm trying to think, babe.
What I'm saying is, when I turned 26, I got tired of doing it, and I said I need to grow up. And then
okay, and 26 was 7 years ago.
I understand that.
Right, and in that 7 years, you had a long-distance relationship with a guy in Jamaica who was a sexual fling. Okay, where's the growth been?
Well, the growth is now that I'm 32.
You wasted all that fucking time, dummy.
And when did you end the relationship with the guy in Jamaica?
Last January.
January 2020?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you make room for the possibility that even though you might have feel like you've grown up a lot from where you used to?
I never said that.
Okay.
I never said
If you
that.
cut me off one more time, we're going to have a real problem. Do you not understand that that's rude?
I understand, but I did not say that.
I don't give a damn if you said it. Don't cut me off.
I got you.
Because it's a conversation, man. I've let you talk. I've let you flow. But I'm running a show. And I was about to say something and you cut us completely off.
Now
My
you
point
talking
was,
too much about
do you
shit. Get
make
back to the
room
point,
for the
nigga. I hate people
possibility
who do that,
even
though.
if you,
Damn.
even though you've grown up relative to where you used to be at 21?
I don't like him.
I like him a
Because
lot.
you kept saying grow up, I need to grow up,
on
I've grown up,
point,
I've
but
grown
it's
up.
like he
That
be
you
belittling them a
still
little bit.
Motherfuckers need that shit.
have a lot more to do.
That shit make motherfuckers think.
Okay, who's
Nah,
talking?
I don't see them belittle anybody. Put motherfuckers in their spot where you need to be. Don't think you're fucking bigger than your britches. A lot of these,
Seemed
a
like
lot
the
of.
other chick was like extra. She's saying like, yeah, that was 5 years ago. Like, okay, you
Yeah.
gonna hold her accountable for a relationship from 5 years ago.
Cause
that
she's
she-
still what he's doing is getting her to think about
How long
all the
you been-
dumb
how
shit
long
she
you been in
did.
therapy?
She's already rationalized it away in her own mind. She has it rationalized.
Did she meet somebody else or something? Is that
Do you
what
have a
she's
male or
doing?
No.
She's
No.
just trying to figure out why she can't.
Yeah, exactly. And now he's trying to help her
I would
re-rationalize
suggest looking
it.
at a
The
male
way you
therapist.
think about it is you wrong, shorty. You still
female
you say you
therapists
grow
tend
up,
to be a
but
lot
you
more
didn't.
empathetic and sympathetic
You're still a child in the
especially
mind, and you
in
know what the
gay
fuck you
area,
doing.
where it's a little bit more liberal of a way of living. Because I'm sitting, some of the things I'm gathering from
33.
awareness may be there, but at 33 or 32 years old, do you ever want to be married one day?
Got another interview next week too.
Children?
No.
Okay. Then why do you want to be married?
I got another photo shoot, a paid modeling gig coming up.
I want to have a partner that are
Get paid for my looks. Stand around and just look handsome. Motherfuckers pay me for that shit. Oh yeah, a job interview.
You start talking about modeling. I said it.
Okay.
Well, congrats. That's great.
important to be able to maximize your lifestyle and quality.
But just like you didn't want to bring the guy in Jamaica here because it's been a financial strain.
Exactly.
You don't typically want to marry a woman just to split the bills because women in this country, marriage is not an equal deal when it dissolves.
It's not.
So if you don't want to
Definitely
have
not.
children,
The bitches
you
always try to
remove
come
one
out
of
on
the
top
major
and get
reasons for a
divorced.
man to want to marry.
I need child support, alimony, this and that. I
So
want half of
everything you're
everything
talking
you
about
have.
is for you. It's not for him.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about you.
All you gotta do is make her sign up
And,
for that.
and the reason I'm saying this is because what you've talked about has been a very selfish
Yeah,
way.
prenup don't
I do
stop
what I
alimony and
makes
child
me-
support.
For me,
Prenup stops you
me.
from taking my personal business.
And that's not why you marry.
I'm used to living a certain type of way. You should give me X amount of dollars a month to maintain my lifestyle.
So you gotta make sure she wants
So
too. But
I
if
think
she's
you should look at
stay-at-home mom,
a different
then she was a
therapist,
stay-at-home mom.
and also understand that
'Cause I ain't taking nobody for
if
shit.
you
I
want to get
want that.
married, fine, but there's a
I'm not
person on the end of
your
that,
shit.
and what do they want out of it? And if it's just somebody to split the bills, men typically don't want to sign a legal contract for that because if you decide to leave and end your marriage, like 50+% of the divorce in this country end, men tend to end up in a worse financial position as a result of the dissolution of marriage. And if there are no kids involved, there's really not much motivation
It
for a
happens
amount
to
of men
women
to
too.
get
Mary
married.
J. Blige lost hella money behind her husband.
So you ladies need to think about it.
Monique lost
Thanks
money
for calling in,
behind her
appreciate
husband.
it.
That's what I'm saying. It happened to women too, yo. It do happen to men way more than
Like I say, very rarely, and mostly when it happens to women,
Yeah,
it's
rich.
women with significant amounts of money.
Yeah.
It don't happen to average, everyday
I
women.
realize
And
when
this
people
is who
come in,
he
they got
talks
a lot
about. He
on
talks
their
about
minds, and I try to
average
give folks
people, not your
benefit of doubt
superstars.
that they're
Because they
gonna be
live in a
little
whole
nervous,
different world than we do.
in front of a lot of people. There's a delay on the show too, but there's also but it's still got a show to run. All right, so let's do this. Kayla, unmute yourself. Ms. Jenkins,
On the goddamn
unmute
goat.
yourself, please. And how are you?
I'm running through this painting so fast, boy. Let me tell
And
you.
well,
Shit gonna be done
how old are you?
by next week, hopefully. And on to the next one.
What do you got for me?
You ain't got shit.
I just started listening to your videos.
Sound like a
maybe about
faggot.
2-3 weeks ago, and I am amazed at the amount of people that argue with you about this information. I'm like, I don't understand. All of these things are accurate. I actually sat in a clubhouse the other day for like 3 hours where people were just going in on like how wrong they think everything is about Kevin Samuels. And I'm like, I don't think people live in the real world, because if you did, you would understand like all of
Well,
this.
what state you live in?
Well, I'm currently in Florida. I'm doing my PhD down in Florida, but I was
Hey, PhD.
I'm a PhD.
See, one thing I realize is online is a different space. When I'm out and about, people, this weekend it was like, I love what you do. Online, you can draw people in any little click. But the bottom line is this. There's a reason people come back. And it's not because I'm wrong about everything. It's just that I don't think many people are saying this kind of stuff. Now, you're in Florida.
Yeah.
You want to get a PhD. Do you have any children?
I do not.
You want to get married one day?
I do. Yeah.
Would you like kids?
I do. Yes.
So when will you have your PhD complete?
I will be done in 2 years.
So you about 35?
Yeah, something like that. But I do, like, if I got pregnant tomorrow, it's fine. I'm done with all my coursework. I'm just working on dissertation. So
What would a man equally yoked to you be?
So somebody who socioeconomically better, obviously.
Okay.
And
Are we talking over 6 figures or under?
At least 6 figures, I would say.
Do you care if he's black or not?
Yeah, not
She's
really.
PhD.
Well, I'll say is that if you're not black, I need you to at least have dated a black girl before me. Like I've dated.
The reality is, the higher up we go, the more homogeneous we tend to be.
Yeah, yeah.
Men are more race loyal. So.
Yeah, I know. I mean, for me, like I have a really strong MBA alumni network of a lot of other black people who also are above a similar socioeconomic level. So it hasn't been like other people who live the way I do. But yeah. But I was calling in because so everything that you're saying, like I just want to reinforce this. I'm sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I got a question. Okay, at 32, you're 32?
Mm-hmm.
Why are you not married already?
So there was a guy that I dated for a long time.
Pretty and got dressed and going for a PhD. 32, no kids.
How long were you guys married? How long were you guys dating?
About 4 years.
And when did that end?
That ended in like 2014.
Oh my God, that's almost 10 years ago.
I know. I've had 2 other relationships since then, but
No, but we can't just skip on past.
My main relationship was that time. The other niggas I dated since then ain't been shit. I don't even count them.
7, 8 years ago.
Less than a year.
That would have put you in your mid-20s.
Yep. Yeah.
You want to get a man that is a 6-figure earner when you are 27 to 35, and actually you will be at 36 to 60 range, at no man's land.
Mm-hmm.
And you want it to be on your socioeconomic status. That's problematic.
I don't think so, because I keep it together. I mean, going by your standards of a high-value woman, you know, I'm fit. I go to the gym.
No, my standard, that's not a high-value woman. A
It's your
high-value woman
age, shorty. You're getting up in age.
High-value
men do not want 30, 40-something-year-old women. I don't give a fuck how fit you are, because you're not a 10 in the face. You're not young, and you're not a 10 in the face.
And the thing about high-value women are
Beyonce. She's
feminine
not
assets.
Holly Berry.
Feminine assets get
She's not
snapped at
Rihanna.
quickly.
Those are 10s. These women who come on your show do not look like Alicia Keys without makeup on. They're not 10s. And they're not young, and they're not famous in that industry. So, but he's trying to make her realize, like, you're not gonna get that shit, shorty. I don't give a fuck what you're doing with your educational career.
Day starts. Start with Gillette.
Because another
She
dude,
might find a dude with some money, but he gonna have kids already.
and that's the thing, like you're not gonna get somebody like you, your age, with in your tax bracket, without no kids and all this
Well,
shit.
take
Like,
everything else out of the
Yes.
equation. You're not finding nobody without kids.
If
Period.
you in real,
Oh,
real
yeah.
talk, if you just
Yeah.
working, if you just
You
working at
do.
Walmart with your
Glennis is 27
expectations
kids.
for a
This
man,
dude
be the
has her
same,
own organization, no kids. She's just not pretty.
Definitely not.
then that's the problem.
It's rare.
Your expectation of a man is based
And
upon
that's
your
what, that's what he's trying to make everybody think.
Not even the PhD thing.
And that's what he's trying to get women to think. It's rare. So how the fuck do you think you're gonna get this unicorn? You're not. Settle for what the fuck you can, and you're gonna get a dude who makes $40,000 a year like me, who looks average like me, and doesn't have a
I mean,
fucking
what you're saying is that it's
PhD.
based off of more visual appeal, which
And
makes
that's what he says about power men. Women don't know what men think, how we think. And a power man who has that ability, who has that money, he's not going for you, shorty. He's not.
The cooperative.
Give a fuck how much education you got. You're not Tyrese's cup of tea.
Inspired to be a feminine asset. See, if it was just about appearance, then a woman who's in a pretty professional posse should have no problem. But they do, because they don't have those other components.
What do you say? Fit, feminine.
That's why I said getting in. So when I hear a woman who's saying she's going to get a
submissive. I forgot what he
PhD,
said his list is.
and you want a man on your socioeconomic level, you're making the same step that so many women do, judging a man on your income and your income and your education.
I mean, I expect other things in him besides to be on their socioeconomic level,
But I mean, if he
agreed.
makes like $90,000 a year,
Okay, how many
she
kids do
makes
you
like
want?
200. I
To
mean,
work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
y'all will still be fine.
I don't mind working. I actually really like teaching.
Do you want to have to work to pay significant bills after you're pregnant?
Yes, I guess would be the answer to that question.
What percentage of the financial family load do you want to have to carry for a lifetime?
I think a man should be solely responsible for is the mortgage.
What percentage of the family household income you want to be responsible for?
Solely responsible for the mortgage. That mean if we ever split, this my house, bitch. My house. I'm solely responsible for the mortgage.
What percent? I don't know.
Split. Now you gotta go buy your own
The
house.
mortgage is,
Men
let's
have to
say,
think of these
$1,000, which is not, because
And you ladies will say things in a piecemeal way,
your
but
other bills
from
are
a
about the
lifetime.
equivalent.
What percentage of the family
She said she said solely responsible for the mortgage.
That's mortgage, that's braces,
And
that's
what else?
dogs.
Now I have to pay my
that's
phone bill, my
trips,
auto
that's groceries,
bills,
all that's in there.
and probably the greater portion of all the other home bills.
Yes, it's split. Maybe it's a 70-30 split or something.
And she came here is like, oh, I don't see why people disagree with you. I love what you're saying, and he don't even give her no slack.
Okay, if you
I
say
don't care how much you
okay,
like me, shorty. You still in the same boat.
Okay, so this is you need to turn off YouTube and all this stuff in the background because this is important. If you never were to marry, what percentage of your lifestyle would you have to pay for?
100%, I guess, right?
Exactly. So that we got that part. Okay, you got YouTube playing in the background. The volume is up.
I thought it stopped.
Yeah, you got to turn. Okay. Do you have on a speakerphone?
It's just on my computer. It says that my YouTube stopped.
Okay. You need to turn down the volume a little bit because we're getting a little loop back.
Okay, let me.
So if you got YouTube playing or something.
Is that better? I turned down the volume on my computer.
Do you have the YouTube show playing in the background?
It's on pause.
Close it.
Okay, I'll try that. Is that better?
We'll see. So, if you were to stay single, you're responsible for 100% of yourself. But if you were a man, how much do you want to be responsible for him and your kids for a lifetime?
I guess like a 70-30 split, something like that.
70-30. All right. And so, how much do you think it would cost to, what state do you plan on living
Hopefully back in Georgia. That's home for me.
Like Atlanta area? How much would you need to make to support a middle class, upper middle class lifestyle for a family of 4?
I'd say we probably blend down at least around somewhere between 150 to 200K a year. Is that not reasonable? Right, cumulatively, like between the two of us.
150 for 2 people?
Is that wrong?
Okay. You make over 6 figures?
I mean, when
you
I
will be making over 6 figures?
Yeah.
So if you were making over 6 figures, you'd be making 2/3 of that yourself.
Yeah, I guess. But if I'm with someone and we have kids and everything,
No, let's just
I
stick to the
wouldn't
math.
expect to.
No,
I'm sorry,
stick to the math. Stick to the math. How much money do you need to? What area of Atlanta would you like to live in?
I have a home in West Midtown.
And, ma'am, for a family of 3, for a modest, you're looking at about $300,000 annual.
I don't have kids, so I'm very bad at the math on that.
Well, but the thing is, you can't be bad at math. A PhD can't be bad at math, and this is the man you're looking for.
Yeah.
This is the man you're looking for. And black men in this country who make 6 figures or more, they're less than 250,000 of those. There's less than 250,000 of those, roughly. So if you're looking for a man that's making, if you're talking about $300,000 a year and a 70-30 split, well, let's just say $300,000 a year, 70-30 split. Okay, that means you want to bring home 30%, and he's bringing home 30. You bring it home, he's bringing home the other 70. Of that $300,000, he'd be bringing in 210. You'd be bringing in 90.
All right, that's easy.
110 ain't.
Teaching school.
No. But 200. But yeah, 90 may not be hard for you. But see, you need to follow the math. The math tells everything. 300,000 because you'd want your kid to be able to go to a private school or a high-end public school. You'd want them to be able to have a car at 16 if they need to. You'd want them to be able to go to college or whatever, braces. I mean, you would want them to be able to start off life decently, not behind, right?
Right.
That's an upper middle class lifestyle. You don't get there off of $150,000.
Yeah. I guess I never really ran the numbers on it, but that makes
That's
sense.
the problem. If you don't run the numbers, you don't understand how to look for the man. It's like, how do you hunt for something that you don't know what they eat? You got to know what you're hunting for, and this is why so many of you ladies, even our PhDs,
I'm a PhD,
are innumerate. You don't know who these men are. So when I start talking about what they want, what they don't want, it's easy for you to be like, well, I don't think it's so hard. I don't know this until we start putting numbers to it. What percentage of men in this country earn over $200,000 a year?
I'm sure it's small. The other day,
5%.
somebody gave me the statistic of how many people actually made 100K.
5%.
Shut up, bitch. 5%. Damn. You're still trying to talk.
Here comes the hard question. If you're a man in the top 5%, now women on my show who call in from Massachusetts to Oregon want that man. What does that man want from a woman?
Right. That's where the high value woman definition comes in, right?
Nope.
No.
See, that's the point. It's
be a high value woman.
Yeah, my point is, ma'am, I'm just asking you what you want. I'm filling in the picture of the life you say you want. And now down to the man who can make the kind of income to support the kind of lifestyle you're talking about. And now I'm asking a question. You know what you want. I'm asking, what does the kind of man you want, what does he want from a woman? And you don't know.
Oh, J1, that's the thing is, like, honestly, most women are average. Everybody's average. We're all average people.
How are you going to give it to him?
But it's average people wanting high level people. Is what he's trying to say, yo. Like,
that's the thing. That's
just
what I'm
stay in your
saying.
fucking lane, yo.
For a reason. You ladies all want something, but you put more thought into your dissertation than a man.
women, I don't know
Just think I can just
what
turn around
is
and go
going on in
grab
our
one.
culture,
When
but
I
women
say
have
women-
like very, very, very unrealistic conceptions of a mate, and they don't bring shit to the table, or they're not adjusted the way a fucking man wants them to be. Like he says, there's certain things women want, and there are certain things that men want. But for some reason, our culture now, we don't hardly ever focus on what the man wants. It's always the women saying, "Oh, I want to do with this, this, and 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 this." But if a guy makes a list like that, then it's like, oh, we're being sexist or whatever, yo, or womanizers or whatever. But women have fucking long lists all the goddamn time, and they're just average motherfuckers. You're not a Rihanna.
The kind of men you're talking about are going to be harder to hit over age 30. You said, I don't think it's going to be that hard of a problem. And what'd you tell me? Something about your freaking school network. As if that's a one-to-one.
Well, I think what I was trying to say is that there's just yes, I have a skewed perception because I know so many guys who make that much.
Yeah, but they ain't trying to marry you.
No, that's not true. I mean, I wasn't calling in because I don't get guys who fit the description of the guys that I'm looking for. I was really just calling in to just reinforce the point of what you're saying.
Oh, so there is a guy in that money bracket that does want to marry you, but you don't want him because of his looks.
And what I'm showing you guys is this is the mistake that so many women make. They think because these men are their colleagues and in their network, that that's the same thing as them wanting to marry them, deal with them. Ma'am, seeing as though you said it's not the same thing, I gotta ask. These men you're talking about, the men that actively, you have the men in this circle right now actively pursuing you to be their wife. That's a yes or no question. It's not a joke. You're a grown woman.
Yes.
Okay, then how can he actively pursuing you to be his wife if you don't have a boyfriend?
I mean, I just got out of a relationship like 2 weeks ago.
But he cannot be actively pursuing you.
2 weeks ago.
That's where the ego comes in, folks. You got out of a relationship 2 weeks ago.
Damn. Sis.
And somebody's already actively pursuing you to be their wife? If
He
that's
was
the
already
case,
pursuing
then
me.
you're right. You should have no problem.
Motherfucker been waiting for me to break up with my boo.
Okay.
You say high value women are always in demand.
Please, I don't want to do that.
Those are your words.
Yes, but I've defined high value several times.
You're not.
Just because you're a PhD does not mean you're high value.
I'm not defining my value based on my PhD.
Okay. Well, I think we should end this right here because, see, here's the problem. This is where ego starts to get into it. And you're saying people on Clubhouse don't agree. And the thing is, the net of it is I talk to these men. I know these men. I know what these guys tend to want. And there's a big disconnect between what women think these men want and what they want. And if you haven't figured out and these men are pursuing you, then it begs the question, why are you getting out of a relationship? Why did the previous one work? Where's the marriage to the guy we're talking about? That's the question. Because you seem to be putting on the appearance that you know what you're doing. Because in 1 minute you don't, the next minute you got it all figured out. Where's the marriage?
Nervous laugh.
I mean, I will say there's been nothing wrong with the guys that I've dated from like an high value man perspective or socioeconomic perspective.
Nothing wrong with
those
them.
things.
Then why don't you win them
And I've
still?
been in serious relationships with them, and I've been engaged once. I've been, ring shopping.
I never said it was.
Like it's not.
But the thing is, man, there tends to not be really. And thank you for being honest. There tends not to be any problems with the men. The problems tend to be on the women's side.
I was engaged once.
in those cases,
Where's the marriage?
I mean, in one of the cases at least, it was a fidelity issue, and I know that
because he wanted a prettier bitch than you.
Whether
you're not a 10.
Things is outside of the.
Let me go ahead and speak to this too. You ladies who think you ladies who want high earning, low alphas are fooling yourselves.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's faithful.
what did I say? You want high earning, low alphas, you're fooling yourself. See, ma'am, I don't know if you realize you've come in here and in many ways you present it like women who want everything. You want a high value, low alpha who wants a woman who's in her 30s instead of a woman who's younger. And see, when I ask what do these men want, you don't know what they want because you can't tell me, but because they flirt with you or they say things to you, you're going to take it on fact that it's you. And I'm saying, okay, where's the engagement ring? Where's the marriage? People will say a lot of things, but let me go ahead and speak to the audience. This is where a lot of the delusion tends to come in because we believe what we want to believe. Men on this level tend to want women who are fit, feminine, cooperative, submissive. They tend to want women who are younger than them because if they want family and legacy, most men don't go for women in their 30s to be mothers. They go for women in their 20s so they have childbearing years, not women who are post.
Like Elon Musk.
We now have intel inside the Westview.
He got the young Joan, got her ass pregnant.
Looking at here, it's a sitcom starring two of them.
30 years old.
He got all the money in the world. He could have got a 30-year-old.
Right now, at 32, just getting out of a relationship.
Yeah, but she's fit, feminine, and submissive, I bet, too.
Right now,
and she's still in her prime.
Gonna be married
I'm
inside
not
the
saying
next
she isn't,
6
I'm just
months.
saying, like, what he was saying with a high value woman, she's already in the industry.
Yeah, but nobody's. Elon Musk is the world's single richest person. He can have anybody he wants.
Clock is ticking.
I know, but he didn't just go get him like a regular chick off the street.
No, he didn't. He didn't.
And this has been an interesting back and forth.
But that's the thing. Like everybody thinks that they're Grimes. You're not. You're not young. You're not hot. You're not uber successful, and you're not gonna get the world's richest fucking man. Just settle with that shit, yo.
I mean, but it's superficial anyway. Like, I'll never be with somebody because of their money, because I don't want somebody to be with me just because of my looks or because of what I can do for them.
Well,
there's no hold up here.
That's what women don't understand.
Tell you right.
Everything is always based off looks. That's the initial thing that gets anybody together, unless you're pen pals and you meet without looking at somebody first. But if you see someone first, it always goes on looks. So you do want somebody to be with you because you look good, and that's the ultimate bottom line.
I'm listening. Hey, look, okay. You say it, then
I'm not saying leave somebody because they look better.
I know people
but
say
the person you're going to be with is because you're physically attracted to them.
Why people take so long? If you just got out of a relationship, a guy already wants to marry you, that's pretty unusual. But fine, if that's the case, drop to one knee, produce a ring of significant heritage, and let's get on with the I mean, like you said, you could be pregnant tomorrow. That's what you started off saying, but I could be pregnant tomorrow if the guy was right, but now all of a sudden you got a guy that's supposed to be right. Make it make sense. It doesn't. That's what you said at the beginning. I got a good memory.
She said, I ain't even calling her.
I disagree with anything you said. Like, yeah.
He called in, she called in, giving it up, giving him props. And that don't mean shit to him.
So, that's what you said at the beginning. I could be pregnant tomorrow. Is this the... Why aren't you going to be married and pregnant?
I can deal with this conversation, though. Like, I don't feel like it's too hard to be
pregnant.
No, he's not.
I got it, but you also said the guy was right. You got a guy who's wanting to get married and does other stuff. You should be ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Is he here in this country?
Yes, he is. Yeah, that last one. I
can get pregnant tomorrow. It wouldn't hurt me because I got all my major course studies done. I'm just finishing up my dissertation and this and that. Okay, and then you got a high caliber male in your own bracket that wants to marry you, and you're single. You got out your last relationship. Why you ain't married then?
How somebody propose to you as soon as you sing with her?
And that's what he's trying to get at. Like, bitch, you over exaggerating.
No, it could have been somebody lurking, but like, that's probably why she don't want him. If somebody just proposed to you after 2 weeks, he a simp.
The ego.
But does he ever come for the men now?
Yeah, you come at the man. So
But okay.
man, if you don't, If you don't wear a suit or a tuxedo once a year, like who the fuck are you, bro? Like you
For real?
ain't doing shit, nigga. He's like you ain't got shit going on for yourself. Always wearing fucking Jordans and t-shirts. You don't never get dressed nice or to do nothing and go nowhere and associate or try to push a business or nothing. Like he's like just fuck regular average dudes who ain't trying to do shit neither.
How old are you?
Average dude, and like the one dude, he was like, oh, he can't get girls. He's like, do you look good? And do you got a big dick? He's like, oh, well, my dick is above average. He's like, I ain't asked that shit, nigga. You got a big dick or not? He's like, I got a big dick. I know I got a big dick. Do you got a big dick or not? No, you ain't got no big dick. You're fat and you ain't got no money. Who the fuck is gonna be with you, nigga? Get yourself in shape. Go to the fucking gym. Work out. And goddamn, try to further your fucking financial situation. And you sit up here whining you can't get girls because you fat, ugly, and you ain't got a big dick.
But I mean, it gotta be all about that. What about people emotionally? Like
that's what he's saying. I'm saying that's how you going on the guy. All that emotional shit that be too extra, yo. For real.
So you're kind of
like he don't even touch on emotions and how this make me feel and this and that. Like all that shit is all he talks about hardcore reality shit, yo. Like what affects your fucking life, what affects your finances in your pockets, and what kind of life you trying to live with a different person.
Conversation.
All that Philly shit be some extra shit.
Will make more sense. So I'm gonna keep on going to the next person. Appreciate it.
Yo, people giving him hella fucking donations too. Yo, somebody just gave him $100 donation too long ago. $4.99 lire. They're sending money from England.
Tanya, go ahead and unmute yourself.
She died on the sword. Fall on your own sword. Yo, these fucking comments are crazy too.
You gonna be running 3-5 up?
Unmute.
I'm not trying to cop no more weed this weekend. Yeah.
Hi, how are you?
It'll be good tomorrow, so I can just go get it tomorrow.
Good, how old are you?
Or you can just wait until tomorrow.
What do you got for me on the topic?
Obviously, I didn't want to do that, baby. That's why I was asking you, and I was gonna replace it. It's only gonna be a day.
You are or consider yourself to be a high value woman. Do you think then that you should settle then for those kind of guys?
Okay,
so
hold on. You said I said that women should not settle.
Give it back.
They should. How is it because you were taking your headphones
I
off.
was gonna give you the money, but then yes, I'll just give it back. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
You were taking your headphones off, so I didn't hear you.
Yeah, sorry, I was taking them off. I said that I was saying that you say that we shouldn't settle for those kind of guys. So what happens in the cases where you find that you consider yourself to be a high value woman, and you want to be with that kind of guy, and you say that you shouldn't be unequally yoked? I believe that
be with what kind of guy? The kind of guy you would settle for?
I've been buying little stuff.
Yeah, the kind of guy that you settle
The other
for.
day, I got little
First off, I don't say. Hold on. Let me want to be clear.
And
I
I'm not
don't.
trying to run out. That's why I asked.
I don't talk about women settling or not settling. I say that far too many women talk like they're settling when they're getting an average guy. So we need to be on the same page.
Yo, this fucking skin is looking magnificent.
Did you graduate from college?
Yes, I did.
Are you earning more than 6 figures?
Yes, I am.
All right. And are you talking about being in a relationship with a guy who's just an average earner?
Yeah, so you say, generally when I listen to your conversations, you say about 10% of men, well, in the States, earn about 42,000.
Okay.
If I remember that correctly. So then would you say someone earning, or a female earning much more should be with a guy around that much?
No. That's exactly what I say you should not do. Your money and your income and your education doesn't matter to a man as far as sexual marketplace value. Mm-hmm. A woman's sexual marketplace value is built around her looks, her body, and her aesthetics initially. That's the disconnect, because many women who tend to earn more tend to not have the other things that men want. Meaning they tend to compensate for their lack of fitness or beauty by income and education. And men don't care about that. Now,
really? Men don't care?
No. Not like you think we do. Now, just because you may find one or two guys that does, this has been said. Is that new? Is that new information to you?
Not necessarily that men don't care, but I find that a lot of guys that I do speak to want their women to be, you know, a certain standard, whether...
And due respect, you're 27 and you live in your part of the world. That's anecdotal.
Fair.
We tend to attract like-minded people. But how long have you been following my platform?
About a few months.
You've been following my platform for longer than 30 days. The concept that men in general don't care about a woman's income and education is a foundational pillar. I even referenced Abba and Preach today talking about the same concept. When Abba was saying we don't care. We don't. Especially productive, competitive, successful men, because your money, man, I don't have access to it. I don't control it. So why do I care what you make unless it is under my administration?
Maybe not in a relationship, but in a marriage, don't you think things become a bit more intertwined?
That's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
We live in the West. How many women do you think in the West get married and give? How many women in the West do you think get married? And these women who out-earn their husbands give husbands full access to their money. Thank you. Thank you. Because it is far more common for women to come into relationships being secretive and hidden about money. What's mine is ours, and what's yours is yours. That's how most women in the West tend to come into it.
Okay. I just really wanted to get your thoughts on that because
the thing is, I mean, like I said to the woman who was the PhD.
Yeah.
And I said, man, if you were working at Walmart, would you still be looking for the same man on the socioeconomic status? She said, no. I'm like, that's a problem. Because if you were at Walmart, you would still be your same age, fitness, look, everything else. That's really what men look at initially. Some men may value your education and income, but also most men just be like, it's nice. Did you hear what I said earlier about the doctor?
Yeah, I caught the tail end of that.
So if you called your girlfriend up and you were telling your girlfriend about a guy you met, and she said, "Ooh, tell me about it." Well, first off, he's a doctor, and she'd say, "Ooh, oh,"
which is what probably happened, yeah.
Right, but if it was a guy and he said he caught up his buddy, so tell me about her. Well, first off, she's a doctor. Oh, she's smart. Those are two different reactions because we measure two different ways. Women look at being a doctor means you're probably going to be earning a certain amount of money. You have a certain kind of educational background and a higher socioeconomic status in the marketplace. To a man, just means she's smart. We care about what does she look like. Case in point, if you have a buddy, a male friend, and you want to introduce him to a friend of yours. Hey, Daniel, I want to introduce you to a friend. First thing you're going to say is, what does she look like? But if you have a friend that's Danielle and you want to introduce her to one of the male friends, she's going to say, what does he do for a living?
That's true. Those are usually the first questions. What do they look like? What do they do?
Because one comes from a man, one comes from a woman, because we measure differently and have different expectations.
I think because as women, we look to men as the provider.
That's fair.
Or the one that or you want him to be out earning.
That's fair. Then you're how old?
27.
You should have got married at 20. If you want a man who out earned you, you should have got married earlier and built together. But women are waiting later to get married, and the only thing that goes on later is you get older, you get further in your career, and presumably you're making more money. Men don't change just because you age and earn.
Okay.
That's the fundamental problem in the West. Women are delaying marriage to a point to where men become economically unattractive to them at a baseline. But these very same men, if they would have dated them back when they were 21 and 22, they'd have been fine with it. Or if you'd have married him, let's say the guy you're dealing with making $50,000 a year.
Yeah.
But if you married him at 21 and you turn around at 27 and you're making 100 and he's still making 50, he'd have 6 years of being your husband. You wouldn't.
You look at the potential. As you get older, you don't want to look at potential. You want to see what's right in front of you. And that definitely does happen.
Well, but the point is, if he married you at 21, you had had 6 years into the marriage. Your income would have increased, but you guys would have still been investing into one another. Now it's like, well, I'm making up here. The problem is, the thing is, when women start earning higher, hypergamy, meaning women tend to want men to have at least what they have or more. So if you're making 6 figures, women tend to want men who are at least on that level. The difference is those men want something too. See, what we assume, in the West, we've told women that you can want what you want, and then the guys you want are supposed to be blank slates. Go back to the PhD, remember? What do the 5% of men who earn the kind of money you're talking about want? And all you heard was crickets and laughs. She was completely out of her depth. She didn't know what I was talking about.
But just to go back on your point where you said you should have got married at 21. I mean, I grew up in London, and I didn't know many guys that wanted to get married at that age.
Well, I didn't say you should marry a 21-year-old guy at your age. I believe you should be age gap dating. It's just getting here. I told you, you guys should be dating guys, especially if being a traditional woman is a big thing. Men don't hit their earning stride until 45 to 55. This is why in the Eastern Europe and in South America, in places where they're more patriarchal, men being 15, 20 years older than women are expected, because you have to be able to take this woman from here and provide for her. Either you get married to a young guy early on, but that's not happening in the West as much, because honestly, relationships are not being really pushed, and for every woman that they want to get married or be relationship minded, far more women are looking at men at that level and saying, "You too broke to date me." So that means if you're a woman who's relationship minded, you're gonna have to end up age gap dating. If you're 21, dating guys who are 30. Because those are the guys who are more ready to settle down, guys who are your age at university. Yeah, you're right, not a lot of them are.
Yeah, at all.
Well, and this is the problem. Women have been told to go out and get a degree, get a job, and then when you decide to turn around and get married, the men will be there. That's not true. It's basically the men are just out here to be grabbed. And there are men out here looking, but what's the biggest gap between the men you've dated?
Age gap? Years.
Small.
Yeah, very small. I never thought dating older was a thing or be a thing. I've always dated guys around my age. We're going through life together at that same stage.
But you're not going through life together. Okay, but a man, you're a traditional type woman. A man as a provider, protector, prophet, peace. You don't go through life. You need to be with a man who can teach you some things. Or if you want to go through life together and go through life struggles, that's the thing. Either life has trade-offs. If you want somebody who's roughly your same age, then you're not going to get a guy who's necessarily earning that amount. Men just don't hit their financial stride. If you're out earning most men, if money is that important, then
what up, guys?
Are pretty much locked into what they're locked into. And see, here's the net of it. Modern women in the West have been told you have all the choices, and you don't. It's really up to the men. It's up to you.
Choice here in this?
When it comes to men, no, we have the choice. See, let's say you want a man who's making 6 figures, right?
Right.
There's only a certain amount of those men, and there are millions of women. There are less than 200,000 of those men and more than 7 million of those women. Who has the choice? The 200,000 or the 7 million?
The 200,000.
Right. And it's up to you and the 7 million to separate yourself from the pack. That's the story that's told. The story that's told is you guys have a choice. That these guys over here are supposed to come woo and seduce you. They're like, are you kidding?
But how many women are out there that are fit, feminine, and friendly and fall into those categories of things that you said?
How many? How many?
Yeah, how many?
There's a new 18-year-old every day.
Mm-hmm.
That's the truth. There's a new one every day. Every day. And that's what I said earlier. And the chicken fried steak and meatloaf thing. It's like, well, yeah, but how many of those, which is by extension saying, yeah, but what men want really is that rare. No, it's really not. Because we live in a world that's connected by these things. And the men you're talking about have resources and access. And there's no problem for a man with resources and access to travel or get what he wants flew in. If he can't find it in London, he may go over to Scotland, Ireland, maybe New Zealand, hell, maybe the States. But bottom line is, we got time. Does he have to get it now? Well, no, he could be 40, 35 years old. He could wait till he's 40, 45, and he still get it. You don't. You see, what I'm saying is women have to start moving with a plan, date with a purpose, and move with a sense of urgency.
When you smoke before the gym, I can't do that.
If you look on your left ring finger, you see it working too well.
Well, I mean, that's what I realize now. I mean, I live in the Cayman Islands.
What I do is I roll one and put it in the ashtray in the car, and then as soon as I leave out the gym, I spark that bitch right up. Before I even start the engine, I sit in the car. All right, now I can go start my little ride home. Now, it's in the afternoon for you though, so I kind of get it. But like early in the morning when I wake up, I can't smoke before the gym. I won't get shit done. I see a lot more people are starting to go back to the gym too. Like my gym is getting a little more packed in the mornings. I don't like that. That's why I go at 5:30 in the morning, so I don't have to fight people for positions on workout equipment. And this morning, like, I got there a little bit late, and like we only got one section that has we have like 3 big ass dumbbell racks for the free dumbbells. But in that area, since it's social distancing, they only have 1, 2, 3, like 4 fucking benches in front of the dumbbells. But if you don't get on one of them bitches, yo, I swear, yo, people be on them shit, because I be on it for like 30, 45 minutes. And everybody else be on that. But the women who get on it, man, they got to be there for a fucking hour playing around with 10-pound dumbbells and doing that. Hey, bitch, get the fuck out of the way, man. I gotta do some real shit over here. But this morning when I got there, I did my my stretches. I did my little warm up. I did some bike. I got on the bike for a minute, and then when I was ready to start lifting weights, but there's just one bench open in front of the dumbbell. I did shoulder press this morning. If I so goddamn happy, and then when I got that one bench. Yeah, and all the other benches, you see guys just looking our direction, pacing back and forth, looking like, when y'all gonna get up? Not me, homie. Keep an eye out on one of these chicks, but today ass move. That's my whole workout for the day is just shoulders. That's all I was only doing shoulders, so I'm not leaving off this fucking bench, yo. Yep, it definitely does mess with the air quality. He said it messes with the air quality of the room, throws off my timing. Fucking gym smell like sweat and farts in here. There's too many niggas in here. Too many niggas. All I'm smelling is sweat and farts. Get the fuck out the gym, people. Like I say, once again, that's why I try to go early as I can. For too many people coming in. Normally early in the morning just be old people. And old people, they don't really be wanting to like workout. They be in there doing their cardio and shit. Be all on the treadmills and all that shit. I don't even be on that side of the gym, yo. I be where the weights at, yo. I just want to get to the weights. And like I say, for some reason, the past couple weeks, I've been seeing more and more people coming. And I go to the gym a lot. So there are regular people who go to the gym as much as I do, and we recognize each other. You know, I've been going to the same gym for almost 3 years now. But I say over the past couple weeks, I've been seeing new faces in the gym. Motherfuckers I ain't never seen come in here and work out before. And them bitches want to come in the morning. Like, man, y'all need to come in the afternoon, man. I swear, man, all the goddamn particles floating around, shit, make my throat itch. Y'all stink. Got my throat itching. Only thing though about, like I say, going early in the morning with all the old people, man, old white dudes, motherfuckers love taking showers in public. I don't mind taking a shower in public, but I'm gonna take a shower. You know what I'm saying? While you still in the shower with the curtain closed, you turn the water off, you can towel off and dry off, still standing in the shower area, and wrap the towel around you, and then open the shower curtain and come out and do your thing. And these motherfuckers wanna come out the shower all dripping wet, walk around all butt naked, whole conversation, two naked guys just sitting here talking to each other naked. Man, sit your old white ass down somewhere and put your fucking underwear on, man. Let me hear him get the fuck out this dressing room. Then I took a shower one time. Motherfuckers stare at me too hard. They be trying to see if it's the truth. Like, oh, look at this young black man. Like, niggas, put my underwear on. My goddamn towel still wrapped around me, man. Fuck all that shit, bro. Y'all motherfuckers is pervs in this bitch. Yeah, I want my essence in there. Nobody else, nigga. If I'm smelling anything, I just need to smell myself. I hate motherfucking Bob and Jim. Bob, this motherfucker standing in a locker room, butt ass naked, drying his fucking hair off. Dude, you can't put a towel around yourself to do that. You just standing here butt naked, just drying your hair, cause they got like dryers built into the countertops and shit. And then Bob standing there, and then his buddy Jim comes out the fucking shower. He's butt ass naked with a towel over his shoulder. Bitch, wrap that shit around you. Hey, Bob, how's it going? Hey, Jim, how's it going? I'm just drying my hair and y'all niggas, this what y'all do? Old ass motherfuckers sit around, talk, butt naked, while you drip, man. Y'all gross. You're gross. You just look gross. Bruh, for a long time, like, I ain't gonna lie, I just started going back into the locker rooms because it'd be cold as shit and I'd be wearing a jacket to the gym. But, man, for months after that shit, bro, there's lockers, like, outside in the workout area. It's not, like, in the locker room, like, changing room, but they got lockers right outside. And I'll just put my shit, I don't even go in the locker room, man. I just put my shit in the outside locker and go straight to fucking work, man. And recently I've been wearing my jackets and shit, and I'd rather go in there. I ain't seen shit recently, man, but yeah, old white dude, man, I took a shower one time. I come out of the shower, everybody look at me like, why are you have your towel around you? You should just come out naked. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, yo? Like, get out of here. And get the fuck out this locker room right now. But there are like two other groups of black guys who come in here. It's one group, it's these two black dudes, they be working out together, and another group is like these two black dudes and a teenage a younger black guy, and those three guys be working out together. And then there's another black dude, he'll come in there by himself, and me. And then they like a few black chicks, like maybe see like 3 or 4 black chicks who are kind of regular. They don't be in there every day like we be in that shit, but you'll see them off and on. But other than that, like just like any other place in this area I live, bro, sometimes I be the only black person, bro. Like this morning when I was at the gym, I was the only black person in the gym. That shit be feeling weird as fuck sometimes, yo. Man, Planet Fitness, nigga. I go to Planet Fitness. I don't know who the fuck own that shit, but it ain't nothing special. It's just a goddamn Planet Fitness. But them guys seem to take their workout hella fucking serious. Alright. Bro, that shit looking good. Alright, I gotta go get some dinner ready. I did almost 3.5 hours today. And ain't even the weekend yet. See? I did good, man. You know why? Because I really, 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 really want to get this painting done. But I don't want to rush it and fuck it up. So I just gotta work longer hours on it. Really, really, really want to get this one done and the next one. And then after that, I don't know what I'm going to paint, actually. Need to really start brainstorming on some hot shit. Like, some more conceptual shit. But I don't know what yet. Really? A lot of complexes be having that shit now, though. I don't know, man. This shit just, it's awkward. And then when the other black dudes come in the gym, I be like, what's up? And we just nodded at each other like, at least, yo, phew, whew, good thing I ain't in here by myself no more, just in case some shit pop off. You know, just in case something pop off. You know, our natural response is to go help people who look like us. You know. I had to play, I played chicken with a big motherfucker this morning. Big Russian looking motherfucker come in the gym. I'm on the way out. This motherfucker about 6'5", about 300 pounds. Big motherfucker, yo. I'm trying to walk out. He's coming in. And like, I'm on a trajectory. And it's like, goddamn, you know, kind of like, even inside buildings, I kind of think of like hallways and corridors or walkways, just like a street. You know, in America, we drive on the fucking right side of the street. So if I'm coming down the hall, I normally just walk. I don't know, it's some weird shit for me. But anyway, I'm walking, and I'm on the fucking right side. All you gotta do is just walk this way, dude. This motherfucker's like walking right in front of me. And he's looking at me. I'm looking at him too, bitch. Like, get the fuck out my way, yo. And he, at the last second, he stepped around me. Or he kind of moved over, like, what was that? What were you trying to do there? Yeah, stay to the right. And it's like, I mean, I'm not gonna deviate my course. Like, get the fuck out my way, bro. People act weird, yo. I don't know. Hey, better have all the damn bells and whistles. Fuck that. Shit. Yeah. Oh, ego challenge. Like, dude is weird, yo. And then I don't know, because you're big as fuck. You think I'm supposed to like just move out your way? Like, nah, bro. Anyway, let me go get this dinner together. And yes, it will be chicken. I was gonna grill the chicken, but I think I may bake the chicken, yo. I'm going to put the chicken in the oven. That's what I'm gonna do with it. But yeah. Appreciate everybody chilling in the stream. Checking out this hotness that I'm working on. Cause there's a couple of days this week I didn't stream where I was still in here painting, guys. So don't think, I be taking days off. Lucifer. Appreciate it, bro. I adore you too. You know what I'm saying? So I've been in here. Like I said, over the past couple of days, I still been in here throwing them details in there. Making everything add up. Still got a lot of rework to do on a lot of stuff. But I definitely have gotten a lot done in the past couple of days. Oh, that's what's up. I said, man, I'll be taking some commissions maybe in April. Like, I think for March, yo, I'm just working my own shit. I hate to pass up bread because, like, in the past couple of days, I got, like, 2 people ask about commissions. I'm telling everybody the same thing, man. Like, I just need a month or so to, like, work on my own shit because I've been painting everybody else shit for a minute. I got a show coming up in the spring. I gotta get some of these paintings ready. That shit hot though. Yes sir. Yeah, I'll be ready in April. I'll be back for business in April. Like my man's oh, I need to check this shit down. I'm trying to get out of here and keep wanting to do shit. Nope. Alright, whenever that background dries, I'll I get that. Yeah, but the homie who I did that for, he already won another piece too. He's like, oh man, you do another one? I'm like, telling everybody the same thing. Not right now, bro. I gotta get ready for this show. But I will be ready. In a couple months, yo. Goddamn, once again, I always appreciate y'all chilling in the stream with me, checking out the art, all the good conversation. We listened to that dude, like he's really controversial right now. I like this motherfucker, yo. I don't agree with everything he say, but most of the shit he be saying, I agree with that shit. But anyway, catch y'all next time. Peace.